Welcome to the Bobby Couto Show, where we dive into the fascinating world of human experiences and excellence. With special guests, real-life anecdotes, and thought-provoking discussions. Get ready to unlock and tap into your absolute potential with your host, manifestation coach, Bobby Couto.
Hi, Jody. We live?
We are live, my friend.
We are live. Oh, I love this. Go live. Going live. David Sousa.
What's going on, man?
Oh, welcome to the show, buddy. February Livecast, episode number 6, dude.
Wow.
Out of control. You know why we're out of control? Because we have City Councilman Chris Peckham, Public Safety Chair, in studio with us today. My man has been working around the clock. Yes, absolutely. Round of applause. My man has been working around the clock to try to get people buried out of their situations, man. Right? It's just Mother Nature, you can't, like, she does what she wants.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? In the words of Kurt Cobain, Mother Nature is a whore. Right. That's the truth. She does whatever she wants, and we just have to figure out how to get through it. So Fall River, 41 inches of snow, I think the total numbers that came in officially. And, obviously everybody's like, oh, the blizzard of 78, the blizzard of 78. Seems like that's the one that we remember most, right? Mm-hmm. But, I think in the blizzard of 78, we had 256 pieces of equipment, and I think we have like 78 pieces of equipment now. So I think that's the difference, right? So
we had 86.
Yeah, 86. Oh, sorry, my bad. And you think of back then what it was like. You didn't have the forecasting. People didn't know, like, these major maybe they knew, but they weren't sure these major storms are coming. Now, they give you 7 days, 10 days. They're like, hey, there's a storm coming. And I will tell you, I was thrown off by the storm because I was unprepared as well.
A lot of people were.
My mom's 81. I have some properties. Normally, I would have put the snowball in the back of my truck, like, covered it up and ready to go. Like the European model, they're like, oh, the European model says this thing's going to go south. And I'm like, well, the European model's usually the right model, right? So I didn't pay much mind to it. Little did I know. And I think, myself, much like a lot of the citizens of the city, you're taken back by it because very rarely are you put in a situation where the water isn't running, right? Like, so, it happens, right? The water stops running. You go over to the faucet. And how many times you go to the faucet and turn the sink on to realize, oh, wait, we don't have any water. Same thing with electricity, right? You go over to the switch. How many times do you hit the switch? And here we are, modern times. You're living in a big city. Yep. You're thinking, and you can't. Like, I was trapped in my home for 3 days. Like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'm an able-bodied individual. Like, I think to myself, there are elderly people. But I will say this. During that time, it was. I will say that trying to get information is always difficult when you're in a situation like this because what's really happening, right? What's going on in the background? And, as a manager, lifelong manager myself, I have always been a planner, right? And we've always had storm calls and you always prepare for these situations. And, Chris, I'm kind of leading into something here. And, for me, this experience was profound because I work in the environment of snow, right? Mm-hmm. I have vendors that remove snow from my properties. So I'm not dealing with it on a city as grand, as the city of Fall River, but I deal with it nonetheless over the state of Massachusetts. With that said, I think preparation is always key, right? Yeah. I think when we prepare for situations, as opposed to being, reactive, we want to be proactive, right? Maybe saying, hey, look, we're going to have strategically placed equipment in certain places because we know these are the hot pockets in the areas that we need to clear out. Just things of that nature. But I will say this, what would always bring me comfort in those meetings, like we would have these storm call meetings at 3 o'clock in the morning. I worked for Comcast. So it'd be 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning for an update. What would bring me peace is knowing that there was leadership, bro. We knew, like, if I had a situation, I knew that I could reach out to my manager, Arlene Fidalgo, and say, hey, director, manager, this is my situation. What do you think, right? Mm-hmm. I think nothing is worse than being in those situations where other people's lives, right? You're literally controlling the fate, right? And not having people to reach out to. With that said, in my opinion, in my optics, what I've seen during the storm was leading up to the storm, we knew it was coming. Like, we knew the storm was coming. There was going to be some snow. With that said, I'm like, well, it's not going to be that bad. All right, well, guess what? It's not my job to do it. It's somebody else's job to do it, right? If it's your job to do storm preparation, I expect that you're going to be prepared because this is what you do. This is your main purpose, right? My experience was very foul. I didn't see any leadership, right? Every time I saw Coogan on TV, Mayor Coogan on TV, he was in his living room, right? Like, I'm saying to myself, why aren't you at City Hall? Like, why aren't you in a big room with all these TV screens behind you and a group of people working behind you feverishly to figure out how we can mathematically figure out the best way to clean up the city, right? And then today, they obviously have this Maura Healey comes down and they do this whole press conference thing that they didn't invite everybody to, but nonetheless, that's a different conversation. And they did seem to have some type of a storm preparation room. So to me, the optics, Chris, were terrible because I didn't know that room existed.
Yes.
So day one, right, to me, day one, it should have been Mayor Paul Coogan reporting to the citizens of the city from Storm Central. Oh, what was it on the screen they put there? What do they call it?
I don't even know.
Yeah, it was some funny name.
I was there. I didn't see what they.
Yeah, there was a whiteboard with a bunch of stuff on the whiteboard, like Operation.
Oh, I do.
Operation something Snowball. It was something along those lines. Yeah. But you know what, dude? I will say that 3 days later, 4 days later, here we are Thursday. That at least I'm like, at least they did have some type of like.
Yeah, they didn't. So when the DOT came down in MEMA, I believe, they asked where our emergency operations center was. And we didn't have one. So it was at that moment that they decided to use that room as the emergency operations
Dude, that's
center.
what I thought, bro.
So last night, just to touch upon that, I put together a resolution and I sent it to the council secretary to address that. Yeah. So there's a couple of pieces to this resolution, but one of them specifically is that the city builds an emergency operations center, a full-time one, where it's ready to go at all times. And whenever there's a state of emergency called, I came up within a resolution as to who should be there without questions asked. So if there's a state of emergency, in the resolution it states that all chiefs and pertinent department heads, no matter what, or their designee, has to report to this emergency operations center. Because, again, the optics, like you had mentioned, you have to show people that you're in a prepared place.
Right.
Sure.
Well, we're in crisis state. This is crisis.
It was bad.
And Coogan,
it was bad.
Listen, and Coogan's on TV, and he's got his little zip up on, and he's in his living room, and it looked like his cheeks were red, like he was just cleaning off his car in the driveway. I'm like, bro, your city is in crisis. Yeah. And again, I'm not criticizing the man. I am not. But what I'm saying is that
could be anybody in that position.
It's your job.
It's your job.
This is your job. Yeah. It's your responsibility. Like, even if you're not doing nothing and you're sitting in a room with a bunch of people that are, like, that's where you belong. Not in your living room, bro. Yeah. You should be at City Hall. You should be with the people that you trust most, your administration, to make these decisions. Sure. Like, how many ambulances didn't make it to where they should have made it? Like, were we lucky? Were we lucky? We were lucky. Because you know what? If you have a fire like they had in Taunton, like, who's getting to that fire? The fire engine, nobody could move around. Mm-hmm. Like, and I have an F-150. I went to pick up David. I almost didn't make it here. Like, the roads are so narrow. Yeah. So if I'm an ambulance and I'm an emergency vehicle, I'm not going to make it. So, again, I don't want to be in a situation where, like, oh, well, Coogan, because it's more, this is larger and bigger than Coogan. And Maura Healey as well. Like, where is the pre-preparation, right? We should be talking about the snow in the spring. Like, that's when I talk to my vendors. Like, I negotiate my snow contracts with my vendors in the spring. I talk to my landscapers about the grass in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Because that's when you prepare. Like, these are the changes. These are the things that we have to prepare for.
Correct.
But when you see a situation like this where there's no equipment, like, Chris, where's the money for the equipment? If we had 200 and something pieces of equipment and now we have 80 pieces of equipment.
So that number is private vendors as well. So that's people that volunteer. Say you take your F-150, put a plow on it. Yeah. That would count towards the 86. So to say how many pieces DCM has exactly, I didn't ask.
Oh, okay.
But it's a small amount compared to the private vendors that come in and do the streets for us. Yeah. So that's a big part of the problem as to why the numbers have dropped, was the insurance that they used to have to carry and no longer have to.
Right.
So just people weren't coming and volunteering to plow for us.
Right.
So it makes it harder because we can't force you to come in.
Sure.
We can't force you to volunteer.
Yeah. Did the city put out there that they needed plow trucks?
Yeah,
I
did.
did.
I saw it too. I shared it. I
shared
it too, bro. And again, a lot of the people were complaining that there was that insurance binder, like $6,000 or something like that. You had to have an insurance binder for every plow. Every plow that you had on the road, you had to have.
I think it was the city had to be on your insurance.
And your insurance, right? And nobody wanted that. So that was kind of like
that was previous.
Yeah. So Chris,
it doesn't exist anymore.
No,
they removed it.
Yeah, they removed it due to us not being able to.
So
get
Chris, you've been embedded, right? Like, if there's been one person, and thank you, brother, thank you, because you have a family of your own, and and it's one thing to be worried about your personal family, but dude, you organized that, and you still cared enough, and you were out the whole time, dude. This whole storm, you weren't home, dude. You were out there, bro. You were in the middle of this thing trying to help people, dude. I saw your phone. I've never seen anything like that. Dude, you have 2 phones there. There's probably like 400 or 500 messages, dude. You respond to everybody.
And let's
Dude,
not forget the hip replacement that he needs.
Well,
He's still out there.
still, dude.
Guy, he's doing this in pain.
Absolutely, dude.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro.
To be doing that around the city,
And
that
so-
is not comfortable.
And you know, I want you to say
Not
that's
comfortable.
why you have my vote, brother. That's why I wrote your name down.
Absolutely.
These are the reasons
I
because
appreciate that.
people like you are standing up, and I see it, right? So if I see this, I say to myself, that's a leader right there. That's a guy who's willing to put it all
Well,
out.
he was
because
asking questions
because he cares about the people.
He was asking questions that no one was asking during his
Absolutely.
campaign.
Well, enough with the ass kissing. I want to ask you this. Equipment, because I think it's vital and it's very, very important. Like we should have our own equipment, right? I mean, obviously, we're a vital city, right? There's a lot of things happen here. You know, we have a cathedral, right? We have a major hospital here. Why wouldn't we have equipment? And you know, does the city council have any say in that whatsoever? To say, hey, listen, how much equipment should we have, and who do we put in charge of this to say that this doesn't happen again? Because there's going to be another snowstorm. It's inevitable.
We can make recommendations, but something like that to tell a department what to buy with their budgeted money is kind of tough. We could always bond out for stuff.
Where would that come from? Like, who would make that? Where would that? It would be DCM. That would
and
that,
the
it would
mayor.
be that and the mayor. They
And the
would.
director of operations. They would have to come up with some type of plan and forward it to the council for a purchase. But
You can't make a recommend. Like you're the public safety
You
chair.
can. You can
So
send
could
it
you
to-
make like a recommendation and be
and
like,
send
hey,
it to a committee.
Yeah.
You could do that, and to open a conversation as to how do we want to go forward? Do we want to go forward with because let's be honest here, 41 inches doesn't happen a lot.
Right.
And I'm the guy that always is not going to raise your taxes. So to go out and spend an astronomical amount of money on equipment, it takes money. And this equipment is not cheap.
No.
So my fear is, and this is just
Yeah.
my thoughts on this, to go out and buy a ton of equipment for a storm that happens maybe once every 50 years. I personally would have to look at it to see if it would be worth
But
it.
what about the average? Let's say it's not 40. Maybe it's the average annual snowfall of, say, 30 inches, 40 inches annually, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the average so that we can at least maintain?
Yeah, no,
because
I get it.
as it is right now, we don't even have volunteer plows, right? It's like even if you don't buy the equipment, but you say, hey, we have all these people. These are their names. This is where and they're going to show up every time we have a snowstorm, and they're going to work for us. We don't even have that.
Yeah, so if it keeps trending the way it is,
Yeah.
we're going to have no other choice because we can't run 86 pieces forever. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, so
Right.
I mean, maybe this number is based on, like you said, the inches, right? If there's a study where they're studying this saying over the
trend
course,
it. Just
right?
trend
Yeah,
it.
trend
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We have been trending less and less snow for years,
Forever.
now. Forever.
But I love, dude. I appreciate your wisdom. I
Yeah.
appreciate your wisdom because the first thing you do is like, oh my God, you react, right? We all react, and my power went out, so I'm gonna go buy a generator, right? Like, and now the power doesn't go out for the next 10 years, and you have a generator that doesn't run anymore.
Yeah, I just don't wanna spend money foolishly.
because there's maintenance in that. It's not just buying a piece of
Yes,
equipment
and it's
for
not just maintenance. You have to purchase the vehicle. You got to upkeep
Operator,
the vehicle. You got to house the
Yes.
you
vehicle.
got to pay somebody to operate it. Yeah.
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 So it's
Yeah.
money on
Maintain,
top of money, and if we get this storm every year,
Mm-hmm.
then I could see I'd have no problem with spending the money.
I would say it's gonna take a little bit of time before that
Yeah.
happens.
So-
One big storm is not
So
going to dictate.
is it a person? Like, is it a person, Chris? Do we say, hey, you know, Joe Schmo, right? Joe Bag of Donuts, you're the snow guy, or you're the snow lady, and everything pertaining to snow comes down to you. It is your job to figure out what we need, what's the algorithm, you know, how many people do we sign up? Like, is there an appointed position that we need so that when this happens, you know, there's accountability. Like, we know, okay, well, this is what we've done. I will say this, very unnerving, and it bothered me because I listened to every single interview that Mayor Coogan did. I listened to Maura Healey, and none of those interviews did they provide any substance. Dude, there was no, like, everything was like maybe, and I'm not sure. There was no, like, you want my attention? Throw me numbers. Like, who's out there? How many plows you got working out there? How long do you suspect it's going to be before we can do this? Or what roads are good? There is no data. You're just going on TV going, yeah, well, we trust everybody. Like, he's got that. We trust everybody. We trust it. And that's what he does.
That's a telling thing, isn't
Right?
it? though,
Seriously, like it's like a tick.
It's a tick,
dude,
or it's
I see
something.
everything, dude. I
It's
notice
something.
everything. And the thing is that Maura Healey shows up today, and she said nothing.
She said nothing.
Dude, she said nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, Maura Healey, the governor's here. What is she going to say? And it's all more like, hey, listen, this happens to be the worst place that I could possibly be, where the snow hit the worst, and I'm just going to be here for the photo op. So I can, when I run for governor,
Thanks,
I can
Gene.
say that I was in Fall River.
Gene said, Gene St. Pierre said the average yearly snowfall for
put
the
this on the
city
screen, Jody.
is 34 inches in total.
Okay, so that, I mean, that to me, I think that in itself would at least justify a conversation to say
The 86 makes sense.
Do we need a person? Like, do we need a person that their job is you're the snow person?
Yeah, so I can tell you the new DCM director, the interim DCM director, Mr. Sutton, when I sat through the last storm last month, when it comes to mapping the city, putting trucks, knowing he's the man. He's been doing snow forever.
Sure.
I am glad he's in that position because even during this storm, he was handed nothing to work with.
Yeah,
so you get 86 trucks. He just took the position probably 3 days before the storm.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
all right. Okay.
He's going in there with nothing. It's kind of trial by fire, you know.
Right.
And, he is the guy that you want in there to do snow because he's been doing it for 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
But logistically, if they had somebody else that worked for Mr. Sutton that, let's say during the winter, and that was their only job to, I don't know, go out and find equipment that, we don't have to spend millions of dollars on equipment, but looking at different options, looking at different pieces, looking at
vendors,
auction lists,
removal,
vendors.
right? Removal. Where are you going to dump this stuff? Like, where's it going to go? What's the contingency for that? Maybe we consider a melter, right? So that we can capture the trash that's in this. Because, dude, you plow snow, all the trash is with it.
Yeah,
and that's the part that bothers me the most, bro. You know what I mean?
Melters, I was doing some research a few weeks ago, and a couple of weeks ago, and the melters for 2 of them was almost $1 million. I think they were between $350,000 and $400,000 a piece.
And what would that cover? I mean,
you get to melt the snow. That way you can catch the debris. Like
Yeah,
right
but
now, if you just dump the snow in
Is
the
this
ocean.
a movable object, obviously. This is going up and down the streets.
Yeah, it's like a torch. It's like a big oven. It just melts. Dude, you bring the snow
Do you have
to
any
it.
streets are in Fall River?
Boston has them, but I think they use them for their mains. I don't think they use them for the side streets.
I would say it doesn't snow enough.
I mean, again, we're not going to solve this sitting here today. But the question is
but it's
I
conversation
think,
you need to have.
Chris, I think accountability, and I think you being here and you being like, I'm so grateful that you're here today, brother, because the people want to know. People are like, hey, you hear it the most, and there's always the opposites. People are like, oh, well, they're trying their best, but for the most part, people are like, I've been here my whole life. It's never been like this. Why is this like this now? And you have a mayor that's been here for 6 years. You would think that there'd be some type. Look, you've been here for 6 years, bro. There's certain things that you should just have in place. I don't know. Like, maybe the first year you missed this. Maybe the second year you missed this. But by the third year that you have a snowstorm, you're like, all right, we need to prepare for this. Like, this matters. Like, this is a major city. And you know what? We have a lot of people that depend on right? Like, we have people that depend on the help. We bring these people in and we tell them we're going to take care of them, and then when they need the help the most, there's nobody there. You know what I mean?
So I look at this as a personality thing. Okay, everybody's different. We got 9 different city councilors. The mayor's his own personality. So to critique what he did, I have my own. I have my own opinion, which I'll speak to him after about. And you learn from every situation.
Sure.
But we approach things differently. So when I saw that the storm was coming in, I said over and over again during the course of my campaign that I take this job seriously, and I take it to heart, is what I said in one of the forums. So when this storm hit and I'm sitting home, I was getting antsy because I was seeing how bad it was. I was seeing the reports, and I was talking to somebody recently, and I said, I don't know if that comes from a line of work or coming from corrections, but in a prison, right, being at Walpole, being at the Supermax for quite a few years, whenever an emergency pops off, right, you have a checklist in your head, A, B, C, and D. And it's not even in your head. It's just policy. This is what you have to do. It's written, structured. And the reason you have that is to keep you alive, right?
Right.
Because the second you waver from that checklist, I could die in there. So I'm built to have that checklist when an emergency arises. One of the things we would do, similar to a mayor, is we would take our captain and secure him, because he makes the decisions. You don't want anything happening to your captain.
Right.
Same thing with the mayor. So if you don't have a checklist with the city of Fall River, what could happen? People could die.
Absolutely. So
you need a checklist.
Yes.
And again, a different personality. So as I'm sitting there and I'm antsy, I made a phone call. I said I got to go in. So I spent the storm at the EMS facility behind Scotty's. Myself and Councilor Peckham came too.
Okay. All right.
But I have to be there to see it.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
I have to be there to see it. And I just couldn't sit home and pick up my phone, look at a text to see what was going on. I had to be there to see what was happening.
So what was that experience like? Did you feel comfortable with what was happening? Did it make sense to you? Or did you feel like, well, we could do this better? Or
there was a lot of things we could do better.
Really?
Yeah. So I have my ideas. There was certain situations we had 3 or 4 fire trucks stuck.
No, so people know you were there the whole time.
Yeah, I was there. I forget what time we got there in the morning, but I didn't get out of there until about 9 o'clock at night, I think. Me and Andrew, maybe a little later.
Yeah.
There is, like I said earlier, there's always things that you take from
Absolutely.
a situation, and then you have to critique yourself.
What can we do better? Right.
Yeah, do an after action report in your head, and then just try to,
Bill Belichick the hell out of it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are things like we had fire trucks get stuck. One was stuck for 4 hours. The other one was stuck for 5 hours. Where was the miscommunication that it was there for 5 hours where I get the phone call to get the fire trucks unstuck? So it's that lack of,
Yes.
and that stems from what you had said earlier. There is no central place.
Right.
And that's why I want one. And that's why I filed the resolution. Because without that central place, you should have all your chiefs in a room making the decisions.
100%.
So if I have to call DCM,
The situation room, man.
if I have to call DCM or a chief as the public safety chair, I should be able to just turn around and look at him.
Yes.
During an emergency.
Absolutely.
Not pick up my phone and hope he answers.
Yes.
So there are things, and this isn't against Coogan.
No,
because
it's not.
There
It's
hasn't
not.
been an
This
emergency
is a failure of
operation.
process, brother. And this is just an observation of that.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is exactly what I would expect. In my mind, there is a room, the emergency room, and it's the situation room. And Mayor Coogan is at the head of the table, and everybody and anybody that make decisions for the city is in that room with him the whole time. Nobody goes home until this is done.
Figure it out.
That's leadership at its finest.
Yeah.
But again, when it's kind of willy-nilly, which was what I witnessed, you know what I mean? And obviously we see the product of what. And listen, you know what? And I know we're kind of shifting a little bit here, and I don't want to beat the snow situation to death here, but I want people to know that I have no ill feeling towards Paul Coogan, including I do not. The recall, I don't support it. People have reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, Bobby, can you endorse?" And the answer is no. I do
We
not.
had our chance.
I do
right?
not.
The city had its chance.
They
and
voted.
It voted.
He's the mayor.
He's the mayor.
It's 2 years. Get over it. Like, stop playing checkers. Stop playing chess. If you dislike Coogan that much, then find the guy to replace him. I will invest in that. If somebody finds me a great candidate, somebody that we can believe in, then I am all about it. But if you're coming to me to be like, recall, that's a huge waste of time, taxpayer money. Everybody's time is just wasted. And by the time you're all said and done, it's been 2 years anyway. And meanwhile, while you're over here messing around with this stupid garbage, all the real stuff is happening, and it's just going right over your head, right? Like let's be focused and let's realize that we're not. This isn't a town, okay? This is a city. We are in an industry, right? It matters. Everything we do matters. Every business owner matters, right? Every citizen, every constituent in this city, you should be producing something. You should be helping this city in some way, shape, or form. If you're not, that's a problem. Like, this is a community, and we need people in that position that are supporting that are encouraging that when, like you, Chris, when the emergency happens, they are present.
Yeah.
They are there. Every person that reached out to you and you responded to, brother, they appreciate you for that. It's one thing to scream into the void and hear nothing back. But when you've got somebody, dude, I struggle with this, man, because more recently than I've been heartbroken, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you see people, you think people are one thing, and it turns out that they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I keep saying it. Jessica Machado said it best. Like, Bobby, stay away from this. Don't even get involved. Because, dude, I fall in love with people. Dude, I love you, Chris. I believe in you, man. Like, when I tell you I voted for you, I didn't vote just for the idea. I voted for you, man, the person, because I see something in you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I feel it in my heart.
he's proven himself
I see,
in the
dude.
past.
Like Andrew,
You know what I mean?
Cliff,
Yeah.
Sean, dude.
Yeah.
I sat down with these men and had a candid one-on-one conversation. Dude, I feel bonded to these people, bro. I feel like I know something about them. So when things change, you're like, wow, what? I didn't see that coming. Like, I thought more of you than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even in these situations, dude, I had Coogan sitting in that chair, bro. I gave him a great interview. Like, we had a conversation, and I felt like, we made some connections there. But then you see on the other side of it, like, dude, the guy's not making any decisions.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's not you. Who is it?
Yeah.
Who is it? We all know who it is. Like, it's so crazy, but at least pretend, bro. Pretend. Make believes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it makes me crazy.
I mean, he
because,
did
dude,
say he wasn't running again,
Dude.
right? But he has said that before in the past, right?
Dude.
But what I'm saying,
Please?
what I'm saying is, I think what we're expecting from him, per se, Coogan has always been Coogan. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
He is what he is. He's never deviated.
Yeah.
So we can't get too mad or too hung up on the fact that he's our mayor, because we understood what we were getting with him. I think people tend to not vote for the opposite because they don't know what they're getting. But with Coogan, you do know.
Okay, all right. Can I challenge you?
I'm
Can I challenge
not
you?
saying it's a
Can I
good
challenge
thing.
you? All right.
But
So-
that's how it works.
So
though.
are you saying? I'm going to get this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're saying to me, this is what we should expect, is what you're saying.
From him?
Based on
From him? From him.
dude.
Yes,
Frankly,
yes.
pick one.
No.
Pick a mayor, dude. They're all characters, dude. They're all characters in a movie. We are.
I have my
Gotham.
favorites. I have my favorites.
Yes, I like them.
I like
but-
my favorites.
But when we talk
And
about
they were effective when
hold
they were
on.
effective.
The role of mayor, you're supposed to be better than me.
100%.
100%. Like, that's not even a question.
Yeah.
If you're the mayor of my city, you're better than me. I expect you to be better than me. They're not. That's a problem. That's a problem.
And I
Where
agree,
is he?
and I agree. And I agree.
Where
with
is
you. I
he
agree
or
with you.
she? Where is this person that will run this city with their heart? Because that's what we need.
Yeah.
Because they're bleeding this place dry. There's nothing left. You can't drive down the street, bro. You go to the hospital, you're in the emergency room for fucking 6 hours because you've got to, you stub your toe. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Nothing is working for anyone. The EMS, the way they're running all that, the people there, hats off to them, dude, because they're working like through things that most people shouldn't work through. Yeah. And you know what? They should be getting a lot more support. They should have their own building. There's so many things that should happen with them that doesn't happen. But again, it's like everything else. Our firefighters are no showers, the asbestos in the bed. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, is this for real? Is this a movie?
He's been on mayor for 6
Okay,
years, right?
that's
Gone-
fine.
right, 6 years now?
Bro,
6 years?
these buildings are older than 6 years. Okay? There were others that came before him, and they didn't do anything. Dude, one's extorting fucking owl apps. The other one is like police car with light. Dude, like it's like a dog and pony. Look, let's call it for what it is. Dude, seriously, bro. Like, it's a movie. It's a freaking movie. Dude, and I'm exposed to it, and I'm like, I can't believe this. Where is that person, bro? We need that person. You know what I mean?
I think you have this idea that there is that person out there. We might be sitting in this chair right here, to be honest with you right now.
I hope, dude.
And I
would
believe
hope
it.
so.
I just say that we like to think that the world is made up of a bunch of superheroes, or we have our superheroes. The problem is that that's not likely, right? We're living in a world where humans have weaknesses and they're going to act a certain way. We see this. People have patterns. And what makes them in office any different than you and I? They're going to fuck up. They're going to do things. They're going to do wild things.
Yeah, but dude, everything?
Everything? I would say that. I will disagree. I don't think it's everything.
Okay, all right, great.
I don't
I'm
think
glad
it's
you said that.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think it's everything.
What's good?
What's good now?
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now.
Well, I can't. To be honest with you, nothing. This is, in my opinion. What I'm saying though is, when you vote for Coogan, you know what you get with Coogan. People didn't all of a sudden vote for Coogan and all of a sudden wake up the next day and be like, "What? This is not what I voted for." No, this is exactly what you voted for.
Yes.
We knew what we were getting with Coogan.
Okay.
What I'm saying is though, is that we all have. We paint a brush, right? We paint these politicians as if they're perfect. I grew up this way.
Mm-hmm.
In school, these were great men, right? Presidents, senators, great men.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought that they had honor and all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And we forget that the fact they were humans. They all have their weaknesses. Now, whatever his weaknesses are, there's many, in my opinion. But what I'm saying is we expect perfection from them. And when they don't,
Yeah, I
Well,
totally,
no.
I totally disagree.
No.
I totally disagree.
I see.
I don't.
You disagree.
No, I disagree
But
because I measure a man in his worth, right? So the things I do on my off time is my business, right? Like, so if I don't know, I like to do things that maybe I like to throw axes, and maybe not everybody agrees. Or like to shoot guns. Nobody agrees I like to shoot guns. I do that on my off time, but when I'm at my job, I'm doing my job the best I can possibly do it. Nobody's going to do my job better than me.
You are different, Bob.
Okay? No, my point is, like, so you can be a politician. Sure. And you can be the politician, and you can do what you do over here, and that's your business.
Yeah.
But when you're working and you're working for the people, like, just step up,
All
man.
right, so let me ask you another question then. Let's say we did have an effective mayor. The mayor that we would classify as a great mayor.
Yeah. A leader.
A leader.
A leader,
There's
yeah.
still certain things that they have to do because of politics. I mean, you can't just come in and say, well, I'm going to change the whole system.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Okay.
It's impossible.
I think a good example of that is, and then I'll let Chris comment on this. Like, I think regardless of how you feel about Trump, he's a master negotiator, right? 100%. So whether you like him or not, at some point he creates a situation that you have to negotiate with him. Like at some point he creates like a bottleneck. And you can ignore him as long as you possibly want to, but at some point you have to negotiate. And when he sits down and he knows that he has you, rather than say, "Ha, I have you," he says, "Hey, this is what I'm offering."
Yeah.
You're giving someone an option, right? And then these things happen. Was it 9 wars? 9 wars that he negotiated that were just perpetual and. Like,
well, they needed his interference.
His negotiation, and that's
skills.
again because you know why he doesn't do all that himself. He surrounds himself with amazing people that are really, really good at that, which is what our mayor should be doing.
And I would touch whenever they have an incident that's an emergency, they go to the war room.
Yes.
We don't have one. We need one. And I was saying
I completely
earlier,
agree.
like I was saying earlier, this isn't a Coogan problem. I think our last emergency operations center was under Carlton Bavaris.
There you go.
So we're going back quite, and I
Quite
might be
some time.
mistaken, but that's the last I know of.
That's what I'm saying, Chris. Like, I'm on that. Like, this is bigger than Coogan. Like, this is a breakdown in our process.
Well,
right?
I think Coogan. He's funny because a lot of people see him as an ineffective mayor across the board.
Okay.
Like, you can go back and you can say, well, you know what, Flanagan was good for this, this, and this. This is where he showed strength, and this is where he showed weakness.
Okay.
Jason Correa, same thing. The problem, I think, what people are having with Coogan, and again, the voting doesn't make any sense, and how he still won, is that
The bottom feeders.
it's across the board. He just seems to be. It's just mediocre at best. At best,
Yeah.
Like there's no like. Well, you know
but I
what?
think-
That's a good trait to have as a mayor. There is nothing there, and I don't want to come off as somebody who's hating on him. I'm just basing it off of what I see as a citizen of the city.
Regardless of
I'm
Coogan.
not impressed.
Okay.
I'm not
Regardless of
impressed.
Coogan, play along with me real quick. Regardless of Coogan, he is what he is, right?
Sure.
The people vote.
The people voted for him.
The people vote. So my question is how do you get 100,000 people to show up? Because that's what matters, right? If 6,000 people show up to vote, and you've got 94,000 people that don't show up to vote, like, of course, those could be all people that are contingent. Their jobs are contingent on Paul Coogan being the mayor. That's who those people are. They're family members. Somebody's got a contract with the trash company. They don't want to deal with a new mayor. They don't want to have to negotiate again. Like, you can't blame these people. This is how they make their living. But this is what happens. You create this machine, this mechanism. So my point is, what if you could obliterate that? What if that doesn't exist anymore? Right? Seriously.
Yeah.
These are legitimate questions.
Yeah.
Like, who's negotiating these contracts? Should it be the mayor? No, it should be the mayor. The mayor should not be negotiating contracts. You know why? Because this exact reason. Because you create a situation where the person is the one that is contingent upon whether or not this person gets paid or not.
Does the mayor have, 'cause I'm unsure of this.
Okay.
Does the mayor have like what the president has, like people he can go to? Not so much in a cabinet space, but like an advisor. Does he have people in place that can say, "Hey, listen, you know,
Ken Fiola and Carol Fiola.
those are his
There you
advisors."
go.
Okay,
There you go.
The Fiolas.
Well, I can say on paper it's his chief of staff and the vacant city administrator position. So we don't have anybody sitting there right now.
So that position is completely open. There's not even an interim there. Nothing.
No.
Nobody there doing anything.
Doesn't matter.
So
Doesn't matter. He gets his advice somewhere else.
that's insane.
Dude, listen.
See,
yeah.
and this is what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Is what I mean by him. If I'm comparing him to previous mayors, none of the previous mayors were doing any of that stuff.
Dude, it's all
It's
shady.
across the board.
And Chris, not that I don't
It's-
put you on the
it's
spot,
across the
but
board.
But it's like these buildings going up on Bedford Street, like that whole thing with Tony, like that. Dude, why are you putting that building there? Why are you doing that? It looks like shit over there. Like, you could build that anywhere else in the city. Why are you putting it on Bedford Street?
Because that part of Bedford Street is still considered downtown almost, right? So you have restaurants there, right? You have a couple of restaurants there, right? You have St. James.
Dude, you have Slade's Auto Body. You have the mechanic shop across the street.
Yeah, there might be.
You have the Salvation Army.
There might be.
You have the
things
Salvation Army, and you got Empire Hyundai is your backyard.
I understand what you're saying, but it's all about placing, right? You're right off the highway. You're right next to the other government center. You're right there. So you have restaurants right there. You have everything you need is right there. You're close to the waterfront. You go down Bedford, right to the boom. You're right there at the waterfront, at Battleship Cove. It's all about placing.
So
I don't think
that's the best place to build that.
I wouldn't say
thing?
it's the best, but I don't think it's terrible. What they're trying to do, which is so bizarre to me, they're erecting all these new buildings, making these things look nice along the waterfront. We're going to have a few buildings that go there as well, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple already in contract. We still have all these older buildings just sitting there downtown. It looks bad. It's terrible. There's some beautiful buildings down there that with a little bit of like TLC. Try to figure out if we could.
Yeah, but they're all owned by the same people.
But
bro.
why aren't they being sold?
Because they're owned by the same people. Dude, it's like 5 people that own every freaking building in
Oh,
the
yeah,
city.
yeah.
It's
One of
the
them
most-
actually had to
It's the
give it up.
craziest thing in the world. And
It's bizarre
guys,
to me.
I don't want to be here like doom and gloom, but like I've been like this information is bestowed upon me, and I'm like, really? This is what it is? Like this is what it's become? You know, and it's almost like it's unfortunate because it's almost like this is the only way it evolved. Like it evolved into this. You know what I mean? And now you have a city that nobody shows up. There's no pride. right? Like, you see people picking up trash off the street? No, I don't. Like, people will walk by trash, they won't pick it up. I'll pick it up because I
We
love
actually
my
talked
city.
about this last time.
Yeah,
I think you
we
were
talked
here.
about
You
the
were here.
last time. And
Right, yeah, you were here.
I think the majority of our problem is with the voting is nobody's from Fall River.
Yes.
They're transplants and they don't care. So for
And
me,
how many are actually registered to vote? And not only that, we talked about this too. I don't know if we even talked about it on the air, but I think we had this conversation. I think, yeah, we had it on the air. So we were talking about how, like, if you get a summons to do jury duty, right? You have to show up. If you don't, there's a warrant that goes out that to you would be reported that you didn't show up for jury. It's a right, but you have to do it, and a privilege. Voting seems to be not that as important, right? Why doesn't the same rule apply? If you're a registered voter, first of all, how could you be a citizen in this country and not be registered at all? You don't have to be registered to a party. You can be registered as unenrolled.
Sure.
Right? Why aren't they? Why isn't that? It should be a privilege and a right. It should be mandatory that you should have you should be able to vote. As an American citizen, I think when you turn 18, it should automatically happen. I don't think you should even have to sign up to vote.
You shouldn't have to force people to vote.
You should. I mean, what I'm saying is, you shouldn't have to go sign a piece of paper to go vote.
Right.
You should at 18, if you were born here and you have there's a database that shows
So,
all this. Why aren't they just showing out?
to
Hey,
your
listen,
point-
you're 18.
yes, to your
you
point-
can now go vote. Show your license.
Yes.
Show your license. Boom. There you go.
I can prove that works.
Okay.
Because the reason that works is that everybody that showed up, their paycheck was contingent upon Paul Coogan. That's who showed up to vote, dude.
Correct.
Everybody that works, dude. How many people work for under his administration? It's what's it? A couple thousand.
A couple thousand.
Yeah. When you think of
You think of like, from the janitor, from the janitor all the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody that's under
Yeah.
that thousands.
Thousands, probably.
Thousands of people. So all those
Schools,
people are
yeah.
like, hey, this is because that's all, you saw it. Everybody that was holding signs for him were the people that work for him. They were taking their own time out of work to go hold signs. So if all the people that work for Coogan show up, dude, you win. Dude, there isn't a candidate that's going to run if people aren't. If the constituents aren't showing up to vote, then you win. You win
know
every
who votes.
single time,
We
dude.
know who shows up every time.
Absolutely, dude. And they know that. And that's why the arrogance. That's why I'll just do whatever it is I do. And what are you gonna do about it? Because that seems to me it's what it's. What are you gonna do about it? Like this is it. Deal with it. Like this is it.
What a terrible
You're right.
thing.
He had
What a-
ice
what a
knots. He went to City Hall. He had ice knots. He had, and, yeah. I didn't even watch his face. Like this is our leader,
Yikes.
right? I'm like he's got ice knots. Yeah.
Again, I stand by.
And you know the worst
we
thing
weren't
is,
we weren't voting
and
for a
again,
savior.
and I'm not. This isn't picking on Coogan show.
We
It's
weren't
not.
voting for a
But he's
savior.
like, they're not. Nobody's endorsing me. Maura Healey's not endorsing me. They're not, dude. And she's down here. They're hanging out. They're going to have breakfast at the freaking
Why would
new
you
Boston
endorse
Bakery.
Why would you
New Bo-
endorse somebody if she wasn't endorsing?
Hey, if you ever want to have a conversation,
Why?
with
Makes no
any
sense.
of these politicians, dude, just go to the new Boston Bakery. It's a free plug. They'll hang out there. They're there all the time.
All the time.
That's where they hang out. Like
I was at the Twisted Grill.
that
Actually,
crew.
you're right. I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, dude, New Boston Road clean. There's no
the
snow.
plug. Yeah.
They actually went there with snow blowers and they melted
Nice
all the
little
snow.
area, huh?
Yeah, they planted some flowers. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm just being facetious. But it's true.
asshole.
But it's true. Chris, amazing dude. Like brother, I just want to get into this just a little bit more. Is the preparation? I think your interception, you being involved, was something that others didn't expect. And I think because you showed up, that motivated others to be more involved. Would you say that? Is that fair?
No. As far as other elected,
Well, just, maybe people being like, wow, Chris is here. Like,
so I'm me. So I knew that once that storm started, I was going to let everybody know what was going on, and that's how I was the first time I was a counselor. Excuse me.
everything I knew was from you. Like, that's my feed.
Yeah.
Was everything
Yeah.
I knew.
So
Yes.
every time I got a piece of information, I shared it. That's what I should be doing. I take the job seriously. I know, like I said, Councilor Raposo was with me at the EMS headquarters, and a huge thank you to Councilor Canuel. Councilor Canuel jumped on an ambulance and was helping the paramedics carry bags, backboard, shoveling.
Oh, wow.
What a guy.
So
Wow.
we have a great council. We do.
I agree.
And when you put yourself out there like that, I know myself. I don't think of myself as an elected official. It's weird when people call me counselor. I say it all the time. I'm just a Fall River guy. Like, I want my community to be safe.
Yeah.
So as I was sitting in that house during the blizzard, it was eating at me. Like, I'm sitting here. I can't sit here. And I can tell you, Canuel was feeling the same way because he told me, I can't sit here anymore. I got to go out and help.
Yeah.
When you have a council that goes out and does that, you have a good council.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boots on the ground, like just actually being involved.
Absolutely.
Actually seeing what's actually happening, right? Being
Well, the
out
fact
there.
that you felt like it was almost like an internal drive, like almost something you can't even turn off.
There's a saying that they have like in the military. It's a lead by example.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's also the fight or flight thing too.
Yeah.
You get an emergency, you either run towards it or you run from it.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
Well, you've been designed to run towards it.
Yeah, right.
yeah, and
You've always been that way.
I have.
So
in the
I
prison,
mean,
you have no other choice.
You have no
A
choice.
guy squares up with you. You can't run away from
Sure.
him. You got to go towards it.
And I just, we were talking before the show, and I just,
Yeah,
and I hope you don't mind me mentioning this, but Chris, Chris has some issues with his hip. He obviously has some issues with his hip, and we were talking. He's like, "Bro, I had to walk all the way down the fence in like 40 minutes." He's like, "I'm shuffling in the snow because he can't lift his leg up and over." Dude, like how much effort, dude? And what the conversation you had with yourself was,
I got to get there.
Yeah.
whatever it takes.
And he
I
doesn't
just
need to
had-
be here today.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
He
I
doesn't.
I got dropped off by the National Guard.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just all
But that was
about-
a special ride, though, right?
We went out. My aunt Lisa's the general.
general.
So she drove me
Yeah.
around. We went to go check on her troops, and
She's
I checked
awesome.
some of the.
I'd love to
troops.
talk to her, bro. I'd love to have her come in.
I can get her in here.
Oh, I'd love that.
She would love to
I'd
come
love
on the
that.
show.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Let's work on that.
But it's the optics of it.
Yeah.
Safety is created by how optically pleasing it is, and
Sure.
what I mean by that is, if you're a constituent at home, and we're going through a mass emergency, if you see your elected officials up there and they're there and they're telling you it's going to be okay, we got this, you feel more secure. And what did I say to you when you offered me to do this interview? You said I could StreamYard it from home.
Yes.
And what did I tell you?
He's like, no, man, I'd rather be at the studio. And I'm like, hey, guys, I'm coming to pick you up. I said,
'cause-
you inspired us all, dude. We're here because of you.
Well, I said I've been out there the whole time. I'm
Yep.
not going to. I don't want to StreamYard from my house.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd rather be here doing the interview.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like it's crazy how some people can't turn that off.
Yeah.
Right. For you
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
it was driven. You were sitting. You're like, no, I need to get
It's
out there.
consequence, bro. You're living by the consequence. You realize that there are
Well,
consequences
there's
for
people
not
that got
reacting.
into their car.
Yeah.
They went to go vote and they picked you, and that means something.
Sure.
And some
Sure.
people can see the importance in that, like why that's so important.
Yeah, I owe 4,665
There you go.
people effort.
There you
Yes,
go.
absolutely. So, Chris, real quick. So, you get this feeling, you get this sense. So, where do you go first? Where do you head first?
So on Sunday, I went to the homeless shelter. First step in, because I'm very hands-on. So if I have to vote on something, I want to be able to say that I sat there, saw it, and know what's going on. So I went to the homeless shelter, and I was there from like 3 to 9 o'clock at night. So 3 p.m. to 9.
Yeah.
And I brought some hot dogs from Rogers, about 100 hot dogs, and I was feeding.
You're welcome, Cliff.
Yeah. So I sat there. I fed the homeless. I think we at the time we had 41 homeless that had
Oh,
come in.
wow, man.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
so-
awesome, bro. That's awesome. That's
But
amazing.
again, I just wanted to be involved, see it, and I have to give them the homeless shelter. The FAST team that set up the
yes,
the emergency
yeah,
shelter.
Nikki Fontaine.
I'm going to tell you
that
something.
crew.
The 2 women that were working there, one was older,
Yeah.
and one was pregnant.
Oh,
And you
jeez.
got 41 homeless people in there.
Wow.
They had such a great rapport with these people. They knew every one of their names. They knew where they came from.
Really?
And the homeless were coming in, and there was respect there. So
Mm.
you can tell that the FAST team has worked with these people quite a bit.
So they know what the expectations
That's nice.
are, right?
Yeah,
You're not going to come in
that's
here and cause trouble.
No amateurs.
And
Yeah.
I like seeing that
Yeah.
because you hear rumor or speculation as to what goes on in these
Yeah, facilities. yeah.
departments
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Chris, we're going to
Unless-
find out who those ladies are. We get names. We like to do something for them.
All right. I can get it from Nikki.
All right.
But just to be there and witness it, now I have firsthand experience. Now I know what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know
right,
what they need.
right,
So if they come
right.
down before us, they need an appropriate, whatever the case may be.
Yep, absolutely.
I can say I sat there, witnessed it, and now I know why they need it.
Exactly.
And then
The
the
experience, bro. There's no, right? Right? There's
Yeah,
no
but-
substitute, bro.
No, you have to go there and witness it.
Mhm.
So and not to get off track here, when I first got inaugurated, I think a week later I went and sat in dispatch for 8 hours. Actually, I was there for about 6. Sorry, just to watch. And I work there, so I know what goes on. I could
This
probably
is at
sit
the
back down and
police
do
department?
it.
Yeah.
I could probably sit down and do it right now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see what was going on in there.
Mm-hmm.
The manpower, the call volume has gone up astronomically
Sure.
over the past decade.
Mhm.
So it's a different animal in there than it used to be.
Yeah.
But when they come to me or come to the council for something, now I know why.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I was there.
Right.
I saw what
Right.
they're going through.
Right.
The last storm we had a month ago, I sat at the DPW and watched the whole storm. I was there for the whole entire day.
Yeah.
with the director. And then this storm, I went to the homeless shelter on Sunday, and then during the blizzard, I was at the EMS facility on right behind Scotty's.
Yeah, was that Slate Street?
Corno.
Is that Slate Street?
No,
that's not Slate Street.
Slate Street's down the other end.
Yeah,
of the
so
city.
that's Bedford Street. That's
Corno.
like 16th.
Corno
Yeah,
Street.
Corner Street. Yep, yeah.
But I was there for the storm.
Yeah.
Me and Councilor Raposo, we greeted the National Guard when they arrived.
Well, that was I wanted
That's
to
gotta
lead up
be-
to that.
that's gotta be pretty cool,
So
though.
yeah, at what point do you realize? Okay, we need the National Guard. Who makes that call? Who made that decision?
EMA director. So when I was there, the EMS director was saying that she needed them. We weren't getting ambulances to calls. The roads were just too bad. And she, I guess, had requested them. I don't know exactly how it went down, but then it goes to the EMA director, Rick Agia. He's the EMA chief. And he's the only one in the city that can actually call for the actual state of emergency, and the mayor signs off on it.
Okay.
But it has to go through EMA. I actually have the paperwork somewhere, the declaration.
Okay.
But it goes through Rick, and then they call the state of emergency. And then a couple of hours later, the National Guard showed
So
up.
does that go to the governor's office?
Yes, the governor
she has to approve.
And MEMA, and to get
all
all the connections, I don't know.
Emergency Management. Yeah, right.
But I watched it.
Yeah.
And
this is so interesting, man.
they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And when the National Guard got there, I love this job. I do, and I do as much as I can with this job. So it's great when they show up and I can shake their hand and say, hey,
That's amazing.
I'm a city councilor. Thank you so much for coming to my city.
Yeah, it means something.
Like it's just, you have to be the representative.
Dude, and some of these are from Fall River. Some of these soldiers are from
Yeah, a
Fall
couple
River.
of them. I was with one today.
Dude, right outside my window. He had his backpack on. He was
Yeah.
waiting for his ride.
He's
I'm
watching
like,
the Staff Sergeant Ramos. I met him today.
shout out.
And the Army National Guard. He was with me for the day with my Aunt Lisa, Brigadier General Ahasi. Great guy. The two of the gentlemen that came down originally, they weren't from the city. That I don't believe so. But great people. What do you need us to do?
Right.
So we took a medic and a cop and put them on each military piece.
Okay.
And they went out. And the reason for that was the ambulances and cruisers they just weren't getting the calls. So if we had a Humvee and a 6x6, we could at least get a medic and a cop to a scene.
Gotcha.
So that's what the military
Just a triage.
That's their main purpose here.
Okay.
Is to do emergency transport.
Somebody told me that they were going to have shovels and they were going to be manually shoveling.
They do. So they would, if they needed to, they would shovel paths for the EMTs to get the calls or the cops to get the calls. They went out. I got a picture. They shoveled hydrants, 2,600 hydrants throughout the city, and they shoveled the one right across the street from my house. They were going around in Humvees. But to be there, I felt, and nothing, I just happened to be there. That them
No, sir. You placed yourself there.
Yes, and it's fine. But the timing was great.
Yes.
But it is good that me and Councilor Raposo were able to greet them as they came up.
100%. Absolutely.
We're here and welcome to the city.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
And they appreciated it too. They were great people.
It's important to have the strong leader show the representation and appreciate, others coming from other places to take care of us. You know what I mean? And maybe, they'll come back again. Maybe, you know what I mean?
And it's funny because on the topic of National Guard, we're forgetting other departments as well. We're forgetting the police department. We're getting, the fire.
Police department handled 300 calls that day.
There you go.
I think the fire department was 86, and EMS was right around the same.
Dude,
Fire-
they don't get enough
mad,
credit. They
dude.
don't get
Everybody's
enough credit.
mad. People are fighting, dude.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
are pissed off,
Yeah.
throwing snow everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it would have been easy for someone, like, for example, where I live, the guy across the street, I live, like, on a corner. So the guy across the street took all of his snow and blocked the entire street. So people cleared a path out on the sidewalk. They're literally driving over the sidewalk to get to the main road.
That's how much snow was there?
Yes. Yeah.
I had to take care of a street off of Brayton Avenue yesterday. I had to make a call because somebody had hired a plow driver, and they plowed in front of their friend's house, but they made a 9-foot pile right in the middle of the street. And I have it on video. So
what's the idea? Just leave it, and then
leave
the
it there
city's going to
and-
come
No,
in.
but what gets me is, I said this to somebody today. I do see all the complaining, right? And I get it. Believe me,
Yep.
I get it.
Yep.
If I wasn't there and knew exactly what was going on, I'd be just as frustrated, right? But that cohesiveness that I talked about during my campaign, the community cohesiveness that I want to, try to be a part of bringing back.
Sure.
Absolutely.
It does. Where was it? So I see all this argument, and we had a domestic in front of my house. I don't know what, family members throwing snow on each other's properties. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's just, I want to see that community come together. Like after 9/11.
Yes,
After 9/11,
yes.
we all loved each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm asking for the same thing during a blizzard.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know.
Well, Chris, there were a lot of neighborhoods that
Yeah.
came
I did
together.
see. I
A
did
lot of
see.
people were like, oh, all my neighbors came out and we all shoveled together.
Well,
and
So on my street, the last snowstorm we had, I ended up going outside. I was one of the first ones outside. I'm like, I'm going to go outside. And all it takes is one person to go outside. And everybody, all the neighbors see you and they're like, all right, it's time. One guy's outside. We're all going to go outside. And everybody came out, started shoveling out their own cars. Well, I live on a street that's a lot of elderly there. A lot of elderly. And we're like, and everybody started to go back. I'm like, we're not done.
yeah.
Like, we got
Too bad Al doesn't live at the top of your street.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have to worry
friggin'
about it. It would have been all
Yeah,
set.
if I was just a couple more houses,
Couple
I
houses.
about 30 feet, maybe 40 feet.
You wouldn't be part of the community cleanup.
Yeah, I probably would. You know what's so funny? Steph calls me the
Be like,
mayor.
look at those suckers out there cleaning the snow.
Steph calls me the mayor of Woodman Street because I know everybody on my street.
Yeah.
I talk to everybody. Everybody knows who I am. And I mean, it was at one point someone called me that night and they're like, "Dude, do you know anybody that can come out and bail us out?" I'm like, "I know a few, but I can't call. I'm not gonna whatever. I'm gonna call some of my other friends that have some businesses, construction companies.
Sure,
and
sure.
They couldn't make.
Well,
it.
that's.
We got
I'm
somebody
so
else
glad
out.
you brought that up, Chris, because I don't think people realize it. And I think we should talk about it. And that is the amount of calls you get, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and it was funny.
I
we
thought
were talking
about you.
it,
I thought
and
about
said-
you. I'm like, nah,
And I'm saying to
I
myself,
ain't doing
look,
it.
you should have an assistant. Like, there should be somebody helping you do that. But yet you do
I
that.
wouldn't do that.
Dude, you do that all on your own, bro. You are embedded in this, man. And it's like to get back to everybody, because the one person you don't get back to, bro, they're the ones on Facebook going, "Oh, he never got back to me," not realizing that you just answered 399 other messages from other people. So
Yeah.
real quick, so you get all these messages, bro. What's the response? Like, what can you do? Like, honestly, if we don't have the people, we don't have the bodies to move the snow. People are like, "Chris, I need help. Can you do something?" What is it you do?
I forwarded all the information. So in the beginning during the blizzard, it wasn't a lot of the calls weren't so much constituent calls because everybody just realized we're screwed. Right? Look outside. I'm not going to call them.
Right. That was my thought.
During the storm was more department heads direct trying to figure out what's going on. So I was getting phone calls. But as soon as that snow stopped, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah, it took off like wildfire. Wow. But I'm the type of person I got to answer everybody.
Right.
And if I did miss them, I apologize. But you saw the messages. There's probably
man.
close to 400 messages on my 2 phones.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
And I do try to get back to everybody, and I try to rectify every situation. And if I can't rectify it today, a lot of the people on Facebook can tell you, I tell them, I give them my number and tell them to call me tomorrow. And I'll try to handle it for you tomorrow. I'm not going to give up on it. I don't know. I love the city and its people. So as
We
much
should
as I can
put.
help them.
It should be a thing where all the city councilors should have their personal numbers on
Most
display.
I think.
I don't know. I don't think
most of them
They
do.
are. They're on the city
I will.
council
I
website.
will. Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah.
their personal cell phones are on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever cell phone they use.
Or whatever's given. Okay,
I didn't
gotcha,
interview
gotcha.
all the city councilmen, but the ones that I did, every single one of them, you guys all gave your phone numbers on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And there was
Interesting.
plenty of the councils were involved.
Yeah.
I know Council President Ponte was involved throughout the whole thing, putting posts up to let people know what was going on. I was in a car yesterday. There was a situation that needed to be handled in the city, and Council Pereira was calling, and Council Hott was calling. So it's good to see that everybody's doing their constituent services,
Right.
which is 90% of this job.
Because you think a lot of that is coming in because you guys are trying to fill a void. You think, right? Like, so I guess my question is, do you believe that your intervention would have been as necessary if this had been taken care of appropriately by the snow team, right? If we had a snow team and they were able to handle all this, would you still feel that you would still have been involved as the way you were?
Not for nothing. If anything was easier, I wouldn't have to get involved. But yeah, maybe. Just to be honest, there wasn't much information going out there. And so I made it a point to do it because, again, if you're not putting the information out there and the people aren't knowing what's going on, it creates a panic.
Yes.
And you can't create a safe space with a panic.
Absolutely.
So if you're trying to keep the city safe, the last thing you want to do is get them panicked.
Right.
So I was trying to get everything out there, from court closings to school closings to you name it, I was forwarding it.
Yeah.
And that was the reason. And people were catching on to it because my page grew by over 100 people in a day.
Yeah.
Because they must have caught on that.
Oh, this is
I was
live.
putting
This is
the-
where
You
the
were
information
doing this when you weren't even like in office too.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, you've
I've
always
al-
been,
I've always liked
you've
the
always
asphalt
shared
and stuff.
things. You've always. It's kind of like Flanagan does the same thing. I mean, this is a man who hasn't been in office in quite some time.
And people gave him a shit. Did you see that?
People give him shit.
He
give him
opened.
shit.
He opened for the store.
I know.
Hey, I shit it. I'm like, oh, he's open. Here you go. I shit it. People
know,
are like,
when I-
how dare they? Why would you be open? And people are going to go. I'm like, I'm saying, well, people could walk if they want to. I mean, it doesn't have to. Like, he's open. He's saying, hey, I'm open. Come.
There was a drive ban. There wasn't it wasn't like you
It's
can't
a
walk
walk.
ban. I
Yeah.
mean, if you can make it there without driving, great. Hey,
The
it was
thing is
open.
with that is at first I was like, why'd he open?
Yeah.
But then when I sat down, I'm thinking 7-Eleven on Robeson Street's open.
That's-
What does the
isn't it
product?
considered-
What does
isn't
the
it-
product matter?
Yeah,
Yes,
isn't
yeah.
isn't he considered somewhat essential because of the medical
there's-
part of it? No,
I don't know.
No. I mean, I
David's
don't.
like, he should be essential.
I think
No,
he should be-
dude, no, there's no essential there. It's recreational, bro. Yeah, there's none of that. But
gotcha.
you know what? Nonetheless, he opened, and you know what? I know for a fact that
I was
there
about
are
to
people
say.
out.
I was about to say when I worked for the dispensary, they considered us essential workers during the COVID pandemic.
Told you.
Well, yeah, but did you guys sell medical?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
why.
That's what I'm saying. On,
He's
on, the, on the
he-
medical side.
Yeah, Cosmopolitans. That I don't know. Do they
do
do
both,
medical?
they do both.
Do they do both?
I
Okay,
don't
well, that's the
think-
essential.
They have an essential.
well-
I'm sorry. They have a counter for medical.
Yeah.
That's if they have a grow room. If they have a grow room,
Yeah.
then they I don't think they can have their medical.
All right. Well,
Because
How do you know
got-
so much about this, Jody? You said because you worked at a dispensary.
Yeah. And we had actually because I worked at Sunnyside up north.
Yeah.
And we actually added an extra grow room, which kind of like went over our licensing. You were supposed to have a specific amount of licensing in the state of Massachusetts for cannabis, and we had to get rid of our recreational license to get another grow
Got
license.
another on.
Yeah.
And to talk to your boy Loco right now, he commented, I can see it. He will-
This is
Oh, by the
Hey, do you
way,
like this? This
Yeah.
is
By the way,
great.
if you pay attention, I mean, there's a lot of people raving about you right now. So I mean, everybody's giving you a lot of
This
yeah.
is new. This is new.
Yeah.
Before we couldn't see this. We did an upgrade, so now we can
Yeah.
to the interaction.
Every time I come on a show, I give your boy Loco a shout out too.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that piece got to you because he had contacted me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You mentioned that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's it right there, bro. That's the proof in the pudding, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
that's,
at least I mean, just about everybody here. I said, "Oh, I just spoke to I spoke to him today."
Yeah.
Oh, that was your boy Loco.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Josh Sylvia.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
spoke to Josh. And
He
we
said-
got a piece over to purchase in Pine, that neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's my mom's neighborhood.
yeah.
It's about putting your effort forward. That's
Sure,
it.
sure.
That's it. I
Sure.
have no problem. I'm retired, right? So when I took this job, I said I was going to do it on a full time, like full time, even though it's a part time gig. I would just put effort into it.
Yeah, right.
So when I'm home, and like yesterday, I had to take the day off because after Sunday and Monday, I was smoked yesterday. So I sat in my recliner, but I grabbed my phone and I probably answered 200 people, just trying to get the messages because I don't know if that person voted for me, right?
Sure,
But if they did,
sure.
I don't want to disappoint them.
Right.
And they're
Right.
from Fall River.
Right.
So I'm just that type of guy. I want to help you if you're from this city.
Right. Well, people are reaching, right? They're reaching out to you, and if there's no response, man, it's just a bad thing.
You know what's funny?
It's just
I
bad. It's just a
remember-
bad thing. It's just bad.
I don't know if this was it you that had mentioned last time or one of the times you were here because you've been here a few times about the story of the light at the park that wasn't on.
The
Yes.
baseball fields, they
The
weren't
baseball
lighting them
field,
up,
right?
Yeah,
The
they weren't
baseball
lighting them up.
And that you know what's so funny? I think out of all the conversations we've had with you, and I've been here present, that is probably the one thing that always stood out to me because you made it a point to share that story, and you also mentioned that it was Council Dion as well, wasn't
Yes.
it? Also,
So
too?
I can tell you really quick.
Yeah,
I was walking my dog, and the pickleball court was brand new,
that's what it was.
and they have gorgeous lighting.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm walking my dog. It's probably 7:30 at night, and it just started getting dark. So I go up Middle Street, and I'm not a counselor at this point. This is the in-between years. And I get to where the playground is, and I'm like, wow, those lights are really dim. So I keep a mental note because I still
That's
have
what it was,
connections, and
yeah.
I can make a phone call. But then I get to the basketball court, and I see a large group of inner city kids, and they're playing basketball, and it's pitch dark. So I just walk right on the court with my puppy, and I said, hey, and they all turn around like I'm nuts, right?
Yeah.
And I said, are these lights always off? And one of the mothers comes to the fence, and she goes, every single night.
Yeah, no, it's been like that for years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are we talking about Kennedy Park?
Yeah, Kenny Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to play baseball there.
Yeah, me too.
When I was a kid, and dude, even when we played baseball, those basketball courts have always been dark.
They're having an alumni party, too. I don't know if you guys saw that for X amount of years, Kennedy Park. So if you've played there, they're having some type
wow.
of get-together.
Oh,
That's
get out of
cool.
here! Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
to
been
look it up.
years, man.
See, I didn't play there. I played in Columbus. I was Columbus.
I was a
small
Maplewood.
school. Yeah,
I
that's
could
where
be your
played.
daddy.
Yeah, I was a Maplewood kid.
Yeah.
But so I see the lights off, And I asked, the mother told me they're off every night. So I said, not anymore. So I called Michelle Dion, and she's phenomenal. I will give Michelle credit all the time. There's nothing I have bad to say about Michelle.
We've never spoke to her.
She's
It's
excellent.
one of the ones that we missed.
Yeah, she's excellent. So I call Michelle. Michelle's right on it. The next day I walk my dog, who comes driving up and pulls up. Michelle Dion.
There you go.
Following night, the lights are on.
That's amazing.
But
And the reason why I bring that up,
And dude, there was some effort in that because
Yes.
I walk there a lot. They did
Yes.
some work. They fixed it. There was lighting. There was
Yeah.
wiring, and they.
the reason why I brought that up is because that was the first time I think you exhibited something that people would take so small, right? Such a minor thing. It's just lights, just park lights. Who goes there at nighttime? Right? And you think some people think that way because maybe that's not part of their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You saw it differently, and so when you told us that story, in that moment, I'm like, he's going to be that counselor that if something is off hinged, if something's not right, and he knows about it, he's going to make that effort to right whatever that is.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
the way I view it is
Right.
we have a basketball court full of inner city kids.
Yep.
Yeah,
And we want these kids to strive, right?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Stay there.
Right.
So
Like play basketball.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we can
They do
appreciate
the
them by turning on
tournaments
the
there,
lights.
dude. I walk by there all summer long, and that park is packed all
You know,
the time.
places like that is where like people like Bobby Bailey, right?
Yeah, love Bobby.
Love
I
him.
love Bobby.
Yeah.
Great guy.
One of my old
I
ones.
went to school with him. Actually, you won't remember me probably, but this is back in middle school, and he was great then. He was a hell of a ball player, and those are the playgrounds that make the Bobby Baileys, right?
Yes.
Right. If you haven't seen him, he's an incredible basketball player. Like
He was a 14th Street kid.
yeah, there you go. And it's but it starts off with those small little acts, right? Of noticing the street lights are off, which in turn will keep the kids on the basketball court, keep them away from the garbage that's out there, give them something to do at nighttime or daytime, whatever.
right,
It's something.
right,
and
right.
just that little small act, what it can do for
Dude,
the future.
even the pickleball court,
You know what I'm saying?
that is packed. There are
yeah.
a lot of people
Packed.
down
What a
there.
So
great
I had
addition.
it. I'll be honest. When they put that there, I didn't know what pickleball was.
Yeah, me neither.
So I walked down
Not gonna lie.
there because I live right across the street, right?
Yeah.
So I walk my dog by it all the time, and I'm like, it's actually a pretty cool game. It's very
Dude, and everybody can play it. It
Yes.
doesn't matter, like
Yeah.
male, female, small, tall. It doesn't matter. Like everybody's.
maybe that's why I like it because this is the unathletic version of
Yeah,
this.
right. We're gonna have to play. I have some. I got some for Christmas.
We should do it.
I have
never
about,
used
I
them.
literally have about 60 pickleballs in a bag at my house.
Really?
Because we'd find them every day. We'd go walk the dog.
Dude, we should play.
You can have
I'm
them.
down.
Oh, we should play. Should I go?
We should go.
I'd love to do that.
But
It's gonna have to be
Councilor
after
Pozo
surgery.
just commented too.
What do you? What's he got? Put him on the screen.
Yeah. Great
Yeah,
work
you
for
guys are
too,
great
but-
together. You guys
Yeah,
are great together.
He's a good counselor.
Yeah, you guys. I see you guys working together, and it's important. I wanted to ask you. You know, obviously you've been doing the city council thing for a little bit now, right? And it's been a little different, right? And when I say different, I mean, you know, obviously the council president has changed. You know, you go from one maybe rhythm to a completely different rhythm. You know,
School committees change as well.
Yeah, but I appreciate Cliff because he's very like. It's like every word, he's very strategic with every word that he uses, and I appreciate that in that role. How do you feel about it? Like, do you feel like the rhythm in the council is a little easier to...
So I only have Cliff to compare to because when I was a city councilor in 2020, Cliff was the president.
Oh, okay. All right.
So- And he's the president again, and I voted for him because I liked him the first time.
Gotcha.
I like the way Cliff operates up there.
He makes it look easy.
He's a
There's
student
nothing
of
easy about that. There's
he's
nothing easy about
He's
that.
definitely educated on
Yeah.
parliamentary procedure. and,
Yes.
You know, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I had no problem voting for him.
Mm.
I think the council right now is a good council. So if you go right from, I'll use Linda Pereira. She's been there forever,
Mm-hmm.
but she's great with constituent services. Everybody has their niche, right?
Sure.
And you have Councilor Kadim, who's the budget guy and works for us. Right now, you have 9 councilors
Mm-hmm.
that all have this their own attributes.
Public safety.
Public safety. It's what I did my whole life. So,
Yeah.
I
So everybody
view
has like,
everything
their
from that.
expertise, right? They're offering their expert. Not only are they the council, but they're also, we see it. We've seen even with the school committee, right? They've been doing a lot of these chairs where they're actually holding accountability, right? They're having these accountability meetings where you're like, oh, okay, that's Ken Pacheco. That's what Ken Pacheco looks like. You know what I mean? So I think the more,
so
and these
important.
are things that I didn't see before. Like I didn't see any of this happening. So I'm very grateful for those chair meetings that you guys are all having now. Because to me, I think that's where the magic happens, right? You know, obviously the city council meeting, we identify the issues, and now you guys say, okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go do this over here, and then we'll reconvene, right? And so do you feel like that's a full process across the board?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody has the mindset on the council that they're going to move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had my first public safety meeting scheduled for this past Tuesday, and I had to cancel it, obviously. So I do want to let the public know that I am going to reschedule that ASAP. My goal is to get 1 to 2 meetings a month.
Okay.
I have a lot of items that are tabled
I was
within
going to
my
ask you, what
committee.
are some of those agenda items like for this first meeting, for example?
So one of them I can talk about is some of them are children. So I don't like to dead file anything, which is take it if it's so old and throw it out.
Okay.
If it's already been rectified or I don't think it's an issue anymore, like if you go down there and it's the curb has to be fixed, right? It's a public safety issue, whatever the case may be, and it's fixed, I'll dead file it.
Okay.
But some of the items within my committee were children's safety related issues, like walking to school, traffic related issues. So I'm going to hold all them in a separate, all together in one meeting.
Yeah.
The meeting for Tuesday night, one of the items on the agenda, or one of the things I was going to discuss and take out of committee was where Councilor Pereira had filed a resolution that the police chief, fire chief, the public safety agencies meet with the public safety chair quarterly to discuss what's going on within their departments, which I think is phenomenal because it keeps us in the loop as to what's going on.
Sure.
Again, they're coming for us, this stuff. If we don't have the story prior,
Yeah, why would I say
Why
yes?
would I
Like,
vote
I have
on
no
it?
idea why you're asking for that.
Yeah,
right,
so-
right.
it's the agenda for Tuesday night was going to be quick, but I would like to address all of the items, most of the items within my committee. So
So, and even like we were talking about, like the emergency room, right? That
Yeah.
the what we would call the situation room,
Yeah.
right? That could be used in like for so many. It doesn't have to be just snow, right?
No, I said this today. I said we can go to June and need it because we can get a hurricane through August,
Right,
And
right.
then you've got, God forbid, an earthquake.
Somebody goes missing.
Fall
Like,
River's had two
right.
great fires that have burnt down the whole
Yep.
downtown
True.
district. So
Yes,
you don't know
yes,
it.
yeah.
Mass casualty incident.
Yes, right.
There's got to be a room in there somewhere.
Well,
Yeah,
in that
dude.
building.
I can say that I did mention the resolution to the mayor today, and he was in agreement that it makes sense. So he did throw out a spot that I won't name publicly yet,
Yeah,
which made sense to me. But I told him we'll have further discussions in the future about it.
yeah. It's probably a Karen building, I'm sure, but.
No, it's not. It's not.
Wow. It's a joke. It's a joke. Bad joke.
Take it easy, guys. Take it easy, guys.
No, dude, that's the whole process, though. Like, again, the city council role being so vital. Again, you guys meet, but what's coming out of that? And these chair meetings, I think, are so very, very important. And the fact that you guys are airing these, I think, are fantastic. Because, again, if you want constituent participation, make the information available. Like, if I'm watching, I feel like I'm a part of this. Like, I'm aware of what's happening. And if anything, we talk about, like, these audits, right? So, Massachusetts audit, 72% people of America, Massachusetts voted for this audit, but yet they won't do the audit, right? So, if we didn't know about that, if that wasn't so up front and center and all over social media, most people would be like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Same point here. Like, there's so many important things, again, leading up to the National Guard being dispatched for our snow removal. Like, these are massive decisions that cost millions of dollars, right?
Absolutely.
Like, this is a lot of taxpayer money. And I'd like to know and feel confident that there's a process in place. Like, I'm okay. I'm okay spending the money. Bro, buy me the best, but I don't want to buy any more. Like, buy it once, let's do it the right way. And exactly this, if you're going to spend the taxpayer money for situations that are going to not only keep people safe, but create a process moving forward. So the next guy, the next mayor, the next city councilman, there's already a process in place, guys. You just got to keep it going. Like,
Yeah. And that was
right?
missing here.
Yes.
So again, I can't personally blame Coogan for not having the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center, or
I like that.
the logistics
Yeah.
of what you would do. And could he have thought of it prior? Yeah, but it just hasn't been there for forever.
Yeah, but like the Gabriel fire, that doesn't like
So
stimulate something, bro. You know what I mean?
I have my thoughts. Again, personalities. So I'm all about attacking a problem to end it, right?
Right.
It's-
Personal feelings aside, right?
Yeah.
Like let's get to the solution.
Yes, and that's just how I operate. I do not like to. I used it a million times during my campaign. Kick that can down the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to address it now, and especially with public safety.
Yep.
I want it done now.
Yep.
I don't want to get a call tomorrow that something we were discussing hurt somebody. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Right.
I'll own that.
Right. After the
And
fact,
I don't
yeah.
mean own it financially or politically. I mean personally. That'll
Yeah.
hurt me. I don't want
Absolutely.
to deal with that.
Right.
I don't want that on,
Right.
on my shoulders.
Yeah. God forbid somebody's hurt. You knew that was there. They are now hurt, and you're like, "Wow, I feel
Well,
responsible."
again, this goes back to his training. The way he was trained, in the prison system, if you don't do things the way
dude,
it's supposed
you know
to.
what though? That's fine. Okay, fine. I'll agree with that. But there's something about the person.
Oh, 100%.
It's the
No,
person.
no.
dude.
Listen,
you know what I mean? I believe the process.
I
is important,
completely
bro.
agree.
But there's something inside, bro.
I completely
you have
agree.
To, dude. There is something inside you, brother. You have that fire. You care about these people.
Yeah.
You realize that there are people out there that can't fend for themselves, and that's the majority of our city. Like we are a city of hurt people. We are people. We have Cannon Boulevard, the Milliken Apartments, like those buildings. Who lives in those buildings? Right? Most of those people are in some way, shape, or form getting government assistance to live in those buildings. Right? The majority of them. Look, what happens if there's a fire on the 14th floor of that building?
Oh, those buildings. Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the emergency preparation that I'm talking about. Like, how do you get water to suppress a fire at the top of that building? Have we talked about that?
Yeah, and that's
Helicopters.
it's being proactive. There are topics like, so when we were bringing the train in here, I had asked the first time I was a counselor, do we have a train fire response? Do we have a train emergency response?
Dude, logical.
And a lot of
What
that
if
stuff.
this thing derails?
Well, I can tell you that I'm almost positive that response didn't come out until after the train was already here. But I was trying to get it prior. I can tell you that the night before the blizzard, I texted council president and said, do we have the state of emergency paperwork filled out just in case?
This is why you're a problem. This is why you're a problem. Does it make sense
I know
to
what
them?
you're saying, yes.
Right, to them, because he's trying to make sure. Okay, but before we do that, let's make sure everything's lined up.
This guy's making me look bad.
Yeah,
This guy's making me look bad. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, it's all about
That
again,
proactiveness, dude.
Yeah.
I am 100% proactive. Like I live in the proactive world. Let's get ahead of it now while we're level-headed. Nobody's waiting for us. Let's figure out what's the best process here, guys. And I'm not pretending. Look, the city of Fall River. How many streets? Do we even?
1,300 and change, I think, it was, or something.
Dude, that's. I mean, in just a square.
How many
square,
streets? How many streets?
I don't know. From what
13,
the
I
board
think
said,
that thing that app said like 1,278 or something like that. Dude, nonetheless, dude, and the massive footprint. I think you're talking about like Copacabana Road, right? Like like all those. Like you have to somehow get services. Those are citizens of the city.
I got a text.
people
when we
forget
were
about
downstairs
those.
That Mohawk Drive was done. Remember?
Mohawk Drive.
Yeah.
Like, dude, people forget about that.
Oh,
people
100%.
forget that those people
Well,
are
they
over
think
there.
they think it's in a different state.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry,
to me,
different
though,
city, different city.
So logistically, right? Or if I was to come up with a plan for snow removal or assistance, that would, other than the government center, and I'm going to touch upon this because I see a lot of stuff on Facebook about the government center being clean. That would be one of the first areas I address. And the reason for that is they are so far from civilization that if God forbid something happens, they're cut off from the city.
Right.
So there's
Right.
ways that
You're not gonna get an EMT to walk up the hill to their house. Right. Yeah. That's a really great point, man. And again, that foresight, Chris, realizing that there is nuance to the city, right? And just logistically where we sit and realizing like even, I was grateful that they reached out to New York and New Jersey. It was funny was they said
Connecticut's actually bringing us 10 more pieces.
Vermont,
today.
but she didn't say New Hampshire. She didn't. Did New Hampshire? Is New Hampshire? Dude, I specifically noticed that she did not say New. Because in the
recall. I was
news,
there. I didn't.
the news said that it was going to be New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, New Jersey was sending us equipment. When Healy was on that, you guys can go back and watch it right now. She specifically does not mention New
You
Hampshire.
think that's by design?
Listen. Listen. It's not a secret. Healy,
Hampshire,
the state of New Hampshire and Maura Healy are not friends.
They're not friends.
Like they're not friends at all.
And I just noticed Joyce's comment. Sorry,
Okay,
I did
please.
tell them about Fall Winds twice.
Okay.
So
I
know
heard they were there, right? They were there, right?
in Fall Winds.
Yeah.
I never got a text that they got there, but I know that I've called twice to have them put on the list.
Oh, okay.
So-
All right. So they don't have there's been no snow removal at Four Winds?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Just
know as
curious,
of yet,
yeah.
but it says it there that they forgot Fall Winds Estates. So
Oh wow, Joyce, real quick, if you can comment, have they cleaned it at all? Has there been at least a pass through in there, or because maybe we can shake the tree on that one. Dude, that's a tough situation too, man. Like
Yeah.
if you can't get a fire engine in there, dude, again, I'm very familiar with the city. I worked at Comcast. I was there for 15 years. I was literally inside all of these buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very familiar with Four Winds and the length of those buildings.
Yeah.
God forbid you have a fire
yeah, we
emergency.
did in
dude.
2019.
Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so, I mean, what happens in a situation? Just let it burn? Because that's what happened in Taunton. Like that house, they just let it burn. There was nothing they could do about it. It was a gas fire. And
They said they heard an explosion. Is that what it was?
you know what I think happened? This is just me. It makes sense. The little explosion, the vents were probably blocked.
Yeah. Well,
the
that's
thing,
kinda
the
what
thing,
I'm
the thing. It obviously went to go fire. The igniter fired.
Yeah.
There was gas buildup in there, and that's probably what caused. That's my
scary shit.
Because that dude, people don't think of the vents. People, the snow on the side. The way these drifts were, like if you weren't paying attention, like a lot of these people have that on-demand hot water. Dude, those PVC pipes are
That's
like
what I
right.
have.
Yeah, they're right there. They're almost 4 feet off the ground. I mean, there were snow drifts that were much higher. Like what you mentioned, your dog's hopping over a 7-foot fence, dude.
We were afraid. 'cause
Yeah,
the
dude.
drift went up over the 7-foot fence, and my girlfriend looks at me. She goes, "You know, a lady can just run and jump right over the fence
Dude,
now."
it's crazy,
It's nuts.
right? Dude, and even like a lot of people like
The lady's your dog, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. And, you know, people again, they're making the comparison. Did Joyce? Did she get back to us?
The neighbors snowblowed and shoveled.
The neighbor snowblower. That's what I did. So where I live, just a little of my experience. No one came. Like so, I live on a corner, and then I have there's a parking lot where I can park my cars, and because the street was blocked from the main end, and then nobody came and plowed any of it. So I took it upon myself, dude. I grabbed a snowblower and I just went to town and just started cleaning everybody out. And it was funny because as soon as I finished, no credit to anything, but as soon as I was done, the lady on the second floor had to go to the emergency room. So it was just like luck that I was able to clear that out and get them out. And again, like I mentioned, they're driving over the sidewalk because of all the snow in the middle of the street. But again, I think, and I know that our conversation here tonight has been primarily on the administration and their reaction. But what I'd like to offer people is, you have a level of responsibility to take care of yourself. Obviously, if you're not able-bodied and there are situations where you can't, but for the most part, you can.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't hurt to go out there with a shovel and help your neighbors, right? And then rather than bury your neighbor with your snowblower and help them out.
Don't be an asshole.
Right, dude.
Like the guy next door to me that buried the back of my car.
Right, like
Why?
Well, because they just don't care, dude. People just don't. People aren't.
I
thinking,
could never do that.
Yeah,
I
right.
could never.
Right.
It wouldn't even. First of all, my father, if he can attack me from the afterlife,
Right, he could.
He'd be so disappointed if I ever did.
Give you a
my
blush.
father, yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah.
my dad he was the guy in the neighborhood that bailed everybody out.
Yeah.
Right? How dare you put snow on somebody else's property? How dare you?
I say it every episode.
It was a thing that he did, and
Personal excellence
could never.
is the ultimate rebellion,
Yeah,
and that
absolutely.
we are required to do that. Like,
Yeah.
be a pillar of your community.
Absolutely.
Get out there, grab a shovel,
Help out.
help each other out. I mean, it doesn't take much. You don't have to spend 8 hours doing it, but just go out rather than bitch and complain. Oh, he didn't do it. They didn't do it. They didn't show up. Well, then you do it. You show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, snow is everybody's responsibility. Nobody ordered this shit, right? Nobody said, hey, we want 41 inches of snow. It just so happened that it fell here, and now we got to deal with it. We have
what
to-
about-
this is us. This is
Yeah.
it's not about Coogan. It's
Yeah.
not about this is about the people that live in this city. All of us. We are all citizens.
Yeah.
And it's our responsibility to kick in.
Absolutely.
So enough again, bitch all you want. That's okay. We can identify
Yeah.
the deficiencies and we can expect
But in the meantime,
better.
go grab a shovel.
But in the meantime, grab a shovel, grab your snowblower, help your
Bail
neighbors
yourself
out,
out.
dude.
Bail yourself
Yes,
out. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
dude.
You know what's funny? We live in a state, unfortunately, that's everything is fed. It's easy in a sense, right? Well, perceived to be easy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I don't want to work anymore,
Yep.
I don't have to work anymore. I can apply for certain things, and I can get those
Sure,
things
sure,
quite easily.
sure.
I don't have to prove that I'm hurt or I can't work. I know plenty of people who do that. They just can't. For some reason, they don't want to work.
Yep.
But it's like when you think about it, like as a community, coming together, not making it easy, not taking the bait, helping each other out, go out there, help. I mean, there's so many people who are unable to pick up a shovel
Yeah.
and snow out their cars and get themselves out of a mess. We were on my street, and I've seen plenty of other people do it from different cities and in our cities, getting in there, help each other out.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, if you solely rely on government to be there for you
That's what I'm
every
saying. Yeah,
step
you
of the
become
way,
dependent. You
become
become
dependent,
yes.
and you forget
Yes.
how to be a human
Dude,
being.
That's what happened to me.
I'm not gonna lie, like on my street, dude, it was very wholesome. All of us was all out, like
That's awesome,
shoveling
bro.
each
You're
other,
building- yeah, you're
like,
building-
and shoveling each
right.
other out and stuff like that.
Why not?
You know, and we wasn't. We was making sure we was not getting the plows way and stuff like that. You know, it was just.
Yeah.
It was very wholesome.
Yeah.
Again,
honestly.
my experience, and I say this because I'm not embarrassed. Dude, it took me 2 days.
Yeah.
So Sunday happened, Monday happened. I'm like, gee, I wonder if my landlord's going to send the plow truck, right?
Yeah.
Like in my mind, I was waiting for someone else to come and bail me out. But the truth is, day 2, I should have already been planning. I should have planned before. Again, I dropped the ball of the storm.
Yeah.
Because I should have had the snowblower in the back of my truck. I should have had the truck, driven in so I could just pull the snowblower off. I didn't do any of that. So again, I'm not throwing hate at anybody because this was like a massive storm, and I don't know that we expected it to be this massive, right? But with that said, I took it upon myself. It took me a day or two, but to say, hey, you know what? Like, I got to get myself out of here. Like, nobody's gonna come save me here, right? And I think if people are just sitting there waiting for somebody to come save them, like, reach out. Like, there are people out there that are willing to help. There are a lot of people like, hey, they're volunteering, they're out there. Like, just say something. Don't wait until there's an emergency. And now, you're trying to get people down there with sleds, and you're trying to, you know what I mean? Like, and people are getting hurt. Like, do something for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, just be motivated to do something for yourself. I think that matters too. It's
Well, yeah,
important.
Joyce says it right there. I mean, back, in 78, back 78 was a little different. I mean, I wasn't even born for that, but I know they had a lot less equipment in the sense of like up-to-date equipment. I mean, when people leaving their cars, my dad was at the bakery for 2 weeks.
Yep.
He had to stay there because it was considered essential. The bread needed to come in and out, and the National Guard had to come in.
Yeah.
But we used to live on all the way down North Main Street, so he was so far from work. Snowblower.
Yep.
They picked him up. They brought him all the way down there. Every car that was caught in that storm was left there for weeks on end.
Sure.
You're not
Sure.
seeing any of this going on.
Yeah.
So I mean, even though we had 41 inches of snow, it's a whole lot of snow, and we had probably less equipment than they did.
Agreed.
Somehow
Right.
we managed to be a little bit more efficient.
It's because our technology. It's because
Yeah,
our
we
technology.
became efficient. You could definitely see there's a big
'Cause
difference between 78
in 78,
the way we
they
do
didn't have
things
a.
today.
They didn't really have a
They
warning.
didn't know. They didn't know.
They didn't know.
All they
Correct.
had was radios, landline, and TV. We have our phones.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can get
real time.
instant
Real
transmission.
time.
They
I
had
can-
they
I
had a
can
radar.
call-
Jody, listen, it wasn't stone. We weren't chiseling stone, bro. There was radar.
I said you guys had landlines.
There was-
I gave you guys benefit of the doubt.
There wasn't the Ten
Landlines.
Commandments. Listen, there was radar. You know what the
discovered
problem
fire,
was? No, hold on.
fire.
The problem was, Jody, we didn't have the advanced warning. Like we knew
Yeah.
they saw it come.
Yeah.
But it was too
But
late.
what I'm
It
trying to
was too
say,
late.
trying
Yeah.
to say is that type of like for an example, yeah, you guys had radar and you guys would see it on like the news or hear over the radio, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that, like for an example, you have to call your friend in Brockton. That would take like probably in total 20 minutes when it would take me 2 minutes now.
Yeah, a text
You know what I'm
message
saying?
or
You get what
the
I'm
stream
saying?
of information. That's a good point. That's a genuine.
We
good
still had
point.
phones then.
No, that's what I'm saying. We
No,
did. But he's
landlines.
saying, like, you could
Landlines.
text, you could
It wasn't
text.
really like
the
like,
power of.
like
It
very
took you 20
mobile.
minutes. It took you 20 minutes to phone
Well,
call.
you had to do the
Hey,
circle.
Bob, I'd say so. That's about 3 minutes. This guy said 20 minutes. It was faster than that. I promise you.
And then ringing, and then ringing.
This is what
then-
happens.
Wait, hold up. And then ringing, then they have to walk to the phone. What if
The
they're
struggle
upstairs?
was
What if
real.
they're
Yeah,
upstairs?
did you ever have a landline?
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
Because you're talking like as if you never operated one.
I have. I have. I
sure?
Yes.
All right.
I grew up with
Was
like
it the-
the 90s, 70s. Yes.
Was it
I actually
the-
had one of those too, but then I ended up getting the button one.
So real
yeah.
quick, we're an hour and 20 minutes into the show. If the audience, I want them to let them know if they want to communicate and they'd like to ask some questions, just scan the QR code on the screen. It'll bring it up on your phone and just ask you to select receiver, and then Jody will tunnel you guys into the show. Do we find that the phone number is too cumbersome? So just, again, scan that code on the screen, and it'll bring you right in, and Jody will drop you right in, and you can ask Chris any questions. Or David or I. Like,
Actually, yeah, we actually did have someone did call in. They left a voicemail. I don't know if you want to.
well, they're probably going to do that. I'm using my phone for the wide camera because my other phone.
I think it might have
is on
been
the
one
Fritz.
of our famous guys, one of our good guys.
Oh,
called.
yeah,
He
yeah.
left you a voicemail. He said.
Right, well, he should scan the code.
I told him. I told him.
like, Tisha. Hey, Tisha. Scan the code on the screen. Dude, it'll sound phenomenal. It's just it's you know what? It's the technology. It's the way to do it. The phone is just it cuts in and out too much, and I don't want to put him through that.
No. And it just sounds like crap, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
We
right.
had some issues last week.
Right.
So other than the storm,
Yep.
what have you been up to lately, my friend? Let's get a little dive into Chris' world, a little bit more of what's happening in Chris's world. Other than work,
Dude,
nothing.
non-stop.
That's pretty much about it.
That's it. No, I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I don't buy
dude,
it.
I see it.
Well,
When Chris
Well,
falls
he
asleep,
did have a birthday.
When
That's
Chris
all I
falls
know.
asleep.
We did celebrate, and it was an amazing night. And I just want to say that anytime I get an opportunity to hang out with you and the group, it's always an amazing time, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to hang out with people, too, but you guys genuinely like being together. Like that's the one thing. Sometimes you guys know, I'm sitting by myself and I'm just like looking around the room and I'm like, these people genuinely love being with each other, and these are the people that are running the city. Like that to me, that's the goal, dude. That's the genuine in it all. You know what I mean? Like you're not acting, you're not pretending, dude. You give a shit. You know what I mean?
I just got sidetracked by the Jody Jo bum dimes.
I laughed at that. That was so
What
fun.
happened?
I don't know.
I bummed dimes for payphones, I guess Joyce said.
Oh, jeez.
I guess I used to bum dimes for
Well,
payphones.
it's better than what he used to do for beer money. We won't talk. We're not going to talk about that.
But yeah, we outside. I'm home. You
Yeah.
know, I don't do much other than the city council stuff. I've been making it a point to go to the government center during the week and get some work done. Gets me out of the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
People see your face.
Yeah, the weekends.
important.
You see.
Yeah,
Saturday night,
right,
Typically the brew house. I like that place.
Yeah, me too.
Nick has a very
Me too.
good establishment
Me too.
there.
Yeah.
He's been doing so good.
Dude, and with Marco's always doing that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's
he
doing
just
those
sent me another Sinatra
awesome
night tonight.
events. Yeah,
I
dude.
just got it.
That's my boy right there.
But that's what I like.
Elvis, too. He's doing an
Yeah,
Elvis
he's got the
event, too.
Sinatra coming up.
And then St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
That's another event.
When does that? What day does that fall on St. Patrick's?
7th?
Is it 7th?
Is it March 7th?
Is it March?
Yeah,
7th?
it's March 7th.
Yeah,
So
7th.
what day is that? Like what day of the week is that?
It's a Saturday, right?
That's Thursday.
We're gonna have to find out. I'd like to be there for that St. Patrick's Day.
I usually every
Do a live
year.
show.
when
I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be with Warrack. I'm shooting.
Warrack.
Yeah, I'm shooting a music video
Did you
for
hear
them.
the new song? It sounds really good.
From Warrack? From Warrack? No.
Like it's legit. It's not like I know the funny stuff they do, but it's legit. It's
Okay. Actually, you know what's funny? I did see Billy.
It's a Saturday.
it's a Saturday.
Oh, it is a Saturday.
Yeah, that'd be a great time.
I did see Billy do. He
Would you
posted
be
a
up for
video.
that? You guys be up for that?
What's that?
The brew house? St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day?
I might be doing a bar crawl.
I'll get us a
I don't know.
table.
I gotta see.
I'll get us like a table.
I could probably meet you after though.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We do the bar crawl starts like
I'll meet you
Early in the
after my
morning.
music video.
we start early, guys.
I know Marco wanted to call in, but I'm not on my phone. So if you could scan the barcode, bro, and we'll pull you into the show, dude. We need to know what's going on this weekend. I know he probably called me like 3 times. I'm not using my phone today, guys.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm
yeah.
not. I'm not seeing anything going off on your phone over here.
Yeah, I actually put on Do Not Disturb.
So is the QR code working?
It's right there.
Yeah, but is it working? Did we test it out?
Yeah, we tested it. If you scan it, it brings you right in. You just and you select
And
receiver.
Just select receiver, and then from there, what happens?
That's it.
It goes right
It's
through.
a-
by
dude, it
itself.
sounds amazing.
All I
That's
gotta do is click it right hand. It literally sounds like they're in the studio with
Yeah,
us.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great technology, dude. It's just it's next level. It's just figuring out how to use this stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize it. You know what I mean? It's just a easy scan. It's easier than dialing the number. That's for damn sure.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about it. Did anybody watch the State of the Union?
Absolutely.
I have not watched it yet.
Oh,
Really?
interesting.
Well, we've only had a massive blizzard.
I
so.
hear, bro.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It was a great.
in my downtime-
I felt empowered. I felt
Yeah.
as a proud American
Yeah.
after watching.
In my downtime, when I was thinking that somebody was going to come rescue me, I was watching the State of the Union on the couch. And I will
almost missed it.
tell you, the tone was very clear to me. Like, if you were asking me what was the tone, it was very clear that he was calling out the Democrats. He was calling out I shouldn't say the Democrats, the establishment Democrats, right? The ones that we know are the constant, right? Like, if you bet, you know exactly the way they're going to vote. And so I thought it was important because I think, you mentioned it earlier, like, who's next? Right? Is it Vance? Is it Rubio?
Yep.
Right? And I think this is what the setup is right now. I think he's laying the groundwork that obviously, the midterms are coming up. And so I think what he's exposing is that the establishment doesn't give a fuck about you anymore. And excuse my language, but that's what it's come down to. Where as an American, thank you, as an American, right? He actually asked the question: if you support Americans before illegal aliens, please join me and stand up. and not one, well, maybe one or two stood up, but like up front, I don't even know who it was, but not one single one of them stood up. And to me, it was like, okay, well, why wouldn't they stand up? It's a strategic thing, and the answer is absolutely strategic, because the people that are voting them in is exactly who we're talking about, and they're not going to stand up. And to me, it's like, much like, again, no hate to my Jewish family friends. They ask these congressmen and these people on the Hill, and they're like, hey, Israel first, America first, and they won't answer. Like, I think, Chris, if I ask you, Israel first or America first, brother? America first.
Yeah, obviously.
That's an easy answer. Like, you don't even have to think about that.
Shouldn't even be a thought. Shouldn't even have to be a question.
And I don't care. Like, I say Israel, but it could be anybody. And in this case, he said the question was illegal aliens or Americans.
Yeah.
Who do you care about most? Yeah. And dude, it should always be Americans. That shouldn't you shouldn't even flinch. That should be an instant answer. If you even think about that answer, I have a problem with that. And so here it is, the grand stage, right? The State of the Union. The place is packed. He's handing out, dude, Purple Hearts. Right? And presidential medals of honor.
Is that common? I don't think I've ever seen that done on that kind of stage.
I don't know that I've seen it.
Out of all the
during
the State of the Union, I've never seen that.
But
it's usually like a separate.
He did, bro. And
it was nice to see.
Right. And then
I like that a lot.
Lincoln Riley, right? Lincoln Riley's mom, and all of these people that were victims of these horrific acts. You know what I mean? From people that shouldn't even have been here in the first place.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that you're my representative? Like, everybody that represents me in the state of Massachusetts is a Democrat. There are no Republicans here.
Yeah.
And so is that what it is? The people that are supposed to be representing me don't give a shit about me?
No.
Because I'm an American and I'm not illegal. Right?
It said a lot. It said quite a bit.
And what's worse for me, Chris, David, is my mom is an immigrant.
Yeah.
My mom came here from another country.
Yeah.
So she had to she had to apply, and she had to go through the process of getting her citizenship. She's an American citizen, a Zorian-born American citizen. And then I was given the opportunity to come here and do like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm very sensitive to that. It means something to me. So when you tell me, oh, you can't, well, you don't even try. No. You're not even trying. No. And then when you get called out on it, it's.
Well, you're saying so much. You're saying that the efforts that our parents put in to come here through the system that was designed, the way that it was designed, and they did it to a T, that all of that meant nothing.
Dude, double down.
The struggle
all right,
of going to one country to another,
not knowing anything.
Not knowing
all
anything.
Right, let me double down, right? So voter ID. It's racist, right? Do you know in New York City, if you want to shovel snow for the city, you have to give them an ID and a form and two forms of ID. So you need a license and a proof of address.
Yep.
So I need a proof of address and a license to shovel snow, but I need nothing to vote
to get $30 an hour,
bro. It's so, dude. It's and again, and I'm not angry with the Democrats because you know why? Because they get away with it. What would you be mad at? They're doing it and getting away with it. Why wouldn't they do it?
Sure.
I'm mad at the citizens, dude. I'm mad at the constituents. How could you allow this? How could you see this and not do anything? Like you're blind to it.
It's the programming is the only thing. I mean, there's no free thought there. You can clearly see it. When someone can consistently vote for the same people, knowing and somebody with common sense can say, "Wow, that's a messed up person there, right? That's not a person you want in office." And yet, year after year, these are career politicians, 20, 30. One guy I think had 40 years or 50 years, 52 years. How can anybody be in that position for that long?
Not to talk shit.
What the fuck?
Jason Correa, right?
Sure.
Okay, he was the mayor. He was recalled, right?
I liked him.
He was recalled, right?
Yeah.
But they voted him back in again.
Yeah.
He was recalled, and then they voted him back in again. Like, where does that make any sense? Like, why would you go to all the trouble to recall him and then vote him back in again? Like, to me, that shows it. Like,
wait a minute. You need certain signatures. No one, the whole city didn't recall him. You need required signatures. There's a number, right? There's a number of signatures you need.
I wasn't a part of that.
Yeah, I think you need X amount of signatures. It has to be verified, and then at that point, there's a special election at that point. Now it's up to the people. Now, getting a recall doesn't mean that the whole city wants him out. It's just those people that signed that paper want him out.
So
which clearly was not enough.
So when
right.
So when he was going through that, he wasn't doing mayor stuff, right? He was so preoccupied with all this bullshit, with this recall garbage, that he couldn't do the mayor stuff because he's too busy doing this other bullshit. Shit. That's the problem. That's where the whole recall thing for me just falls apart. It's pointless. If we were a 4-year mayor, I'd be like, all right, All right, that makes kind of sense to me. But a 2-year term, what's the point?
Just vote him out.
Just what's the point?
Like, what can he do in 2 years, right? I think for to be an effective mayor, you got to be around at least 4 to 6.
Can I ask you a
at least
question?
4 years.
All right.
To be an effective mayor.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
Who do you think it'll be on their side? Who do you think will run?
On their side,
Yes.
what? After Coogan?
Yes, who will replace Coogan? Who will they put up front? Who do you think it'll
Who's
be?
they? Who are you talking about? Who's they?
Oh, I'm not going to answer that. 'Cause you know me, I'm not going to answer.
Well, you said they, right? So what you're saying is that the Democratic Party?
Yeah, let's say that.
That is the majority?
Let's say. Who's next? Is it Carol Fiola?
No.
It's me.
No, I'm not being facetious. I'm being dead serious.
No. It wouldn't.
Why not?
It could be, but I don't see why.
Why wouldn't it
be? Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Okay, so if not
I would
her,
say she's got more power where she is now.
not to put you on the spot, but if not her, okay, that's fine.
rep.
That's fair. That's it. Absolutely fair. If not her, then who? Do we not know who this is? Do they not exist?
I don't know. I mean,
Because-
I can say it could be a familiar face within city council. One of the members can run.
Yeah.
I mean, Cliff has
Because it's a bipartisan
But
position.
the thing is,
right?
I don't know.
It's-
I don't
there's
know
no-
Cliff's position. I don't know where he stands in the sense of like party lines. I don't know if he's a Democrat. I think he is a Democrat, but maybe because I know Cliff. I'm more on a personal level.
So you think it would be Cliff?
I think Cliff would run. I don't think he'd be the person they'd push, but I think he'd run.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be the person they push to, but I think he would do. I think he'd do real well. I think he potentially could.
Yeah,
win.
yeah. I think he. 100%.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a name that people are familiar with.
So,
he's in the city. People
Chris,
know
I
him.
don't want to put you on the spot, buddy, but say you were considering running for mayor, and you find out that Cliff is running. Would you consider still running for mayor?
I have no aspirations right now to run for mayor. None.
Yeah.
Cliff, it's a possibility Cliff could. I don't know. Right now, I just have to worry about the man that's up there.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
But just like playing this out and seeing like what this looks like in the future and who are the players and you wonder if that person is out there right now, right? And who is it going to be? Because we had some characters run for mayor.
Well,
I did, and for all transparency purposes, I did toy with the idea this time.
Oh,
before
okay.
I pulled papers for
Oh,
council.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. All right.
And there were some things that some communication, and I just decided I wanted to run for council.
you would have done well. I think you actually.
Yeah, I think you would have done
Yeah,
well.
you would have done well. People, I mean, people know you, respect you, they like you.
Yeah.
I've never met anybody who's ever
He's a
said
man of his
a
word.
Yeah, yeah, and that matters. That matters.
That matters.
Yeah, I don't know who they would put in place, to be honest with you.
Well, again, I only bring this up because this is like future conversation, right?
Yeah.
So the audience is here; they're hearing this, and who do you think? Well, who do you guys feel like maybe who's potential? And is there somebody out there that we would like to see run that isn't running that may consider running? Like, who would that be?
Well, I would like to see somebody. So when I voted for the presidency, right?
Yeah.
My idea first thing is public safety, right? Make
Yeah.
sure that we're safe on a level that all of us can operate. People come here because it's safe, right? People leave a country to come here because we're considered the safest place on earth, right?
Okay.
And I completely agree with that. So I would say that. Then I'd also say somebody with a business mindset that has no numbers. So when I look at Cliff has a few businesses. He's very successful. I mean, I don't think people give realtors credit on what they have to do and go through to get that license. I mean, you have to be somebody who has no criminal
he's
record.
next level, dude.
Like,
He's
yeah,
next level.
Like,
Yeah, he's
but
next
but
level.
yeah, he's definitely next level. And so I think someone like him understands a little bit of real estate, which matters in this. It's a big thing. We're living in a state that has a ton of multifamilies. Like, we see it all over the place. We're seeing all these buildings being erected.
Well, even now, where Trump signed that order there that no longer banks and corporations can't buy single-family houses anymore. So
I think that's huge.
freeing up the market, right?
Absolutely.
Like rates are at like 5.5%.
Well, because they're the ones dictating the market.
Right.
So I mean,
Exactly.
how can we
Exactly.
lower
Yes.
rents? Listen,
Yes.
rents will never come down, but we can stop the bleeding a little bit, right? So like,
but they tell us that.
it needs to be here for a long period of time. When our rents before COVID happened, our rents were $700, $800 on a high end, $1,100 on a high end, maybe.
So
for a really nice apartment.
Who's moving into that building? The building we discussed.
Well,
earlier
that's the
today.
thing. Okay, so that's the thing. So we have a lot of people coming from out.
This long way
Right.
around.
Yeah,
Right, here we go. Full circle.
Yeah, it's people from outside the city that come in. We have the train that comes in now. I mean, people can work in Boston and live down here.
Yeah, but how about the affordable housing? There's going to be some affordable housing in there.
What's affordable housing? Nate, what does that mean? Market rate housing, affordable. What those they don't mean shit. Because I've yet to see any apartment be like, wow, that's
I don't qualify. I don't qualify.
I don't qualify. I don't,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is,
bro. I don't know.
Right? So like,
Yeah,
it's
I don't know.
crazy to think that's considered
All
affordable
right, so let me ask you this
housing.
question. This is just devil's advocate, right? So I'm successful, right?
Yeah.
Bobby, I live in Boston,
Sure.
right? And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't want to live in Boston anymore. I'm going to live in Fall River because they have this great apartment building they just built, and I'm going to be able to travel on the train back and forth to Boston, go to work, right? So
great idea.
I signed a lease. I'm paying, let's say, $3,500 a month to live in this, brand new, state of the art apartment, right? Like, and I'm living amongst other successful people, and then all of a sudden they stop bringing in income housing. Like, it's now my neighbor is not successful. My neighbor has, again, this is no hate to anybody. This is just a reality. My neighbor has 4 kids, right? And so I'm a single businessman living in my apartment, and now my neighbor is here and she's living under the Affordable Housing Act with a voucher with 4 kids, and now I can't get my work done, or I can't even have a date because, like, so you see what I'm saying?
Some people can look at them and be like, "Oh, boo-hoo."
That's okay, but that's my point in saying that is like you, and I mean this across the board, and I say this even with our elderly and people that are getting government assistance that are like handicapped or have situations as such. Like, you think of like Sunset Hill. Sunset Hill, they house elderly people there, and then they house like other people there. Right?
Correct.
So everybody's like mixed mingle.
Correct.
So you have 93-year-old people living next door to 23-year-old people. It just doesn't work.
No.
It just doesn't work. It's a different situation. So what I'm saying is having the mindset to be like, okay, well, this building, they're going to provide affordable housing, but are they really? Because who's going to want to live there? If I'm paying, my point is this, guys. If I'm paying $3,500 a month, I don't want to have 4 screaming kids living next door to me. That's just the truth of it. Or upstairs running around. Like, these are things that I'm not willing to accept because I'm paying a premium, right? So what ends up happening? I move out because I'm not going to stay here, and now another voucher. Like, and then now the whole building is full of government vouchers.
Yeah.
And that's what it becomes. Just much like Amazon. Like, we were supposed to have 100 employees or something, like 100 residents of Fall River working there at all times. Who's keeping track of that? Nobody. They still get their tax breaks, but nobody's keeping track of that. It's the same thing with this, bro. Nobody's keeping track. For now, they'll do it, and then all of a sudden, dude, it's just another house.
I questioned that the last time I was a counselor.
Yeah.
Is there a way to find that? There's got to be a way to find that.
Yeah.
Right?
So, the last I knew, I don't know if it's the case today, but back in 2021, it was said on the council floor that Ken Fiola was in charge of the TIF compliance for the city, because I had asked that question. I asked if we were in compliance at Amazon, and they said I would.
You're asking too many questions.
Yeah.
You're very combative, bro.
The last I knew was...
It's funny how the same names keep popping
The
up.
last I knew was Ken was the TIF compliance guy. But that may have changed since 2021. I was out of the game for a little bit in between.
No, his services are still utilized. Of
course.
I'm sure.
But again, and this is where we... And this is my point, guys, and I'm only mentioning this because I don't want us to get caught with our pants down, right? Like, everybody thinks it's all hooky and dandy, but dude, these are negotiations that are happening,
hook,
and at the end of the day, it's all up here, bro, and nothing, dude. There's no
substance.
Nothing makes it here.
Nothing.
No. This trickle down effect doesn't work, dude.
Not here. Well, it's not. It's not working here.
Absolutely, and I say this, and I only say this because this is my experience, guys. I'm not making this shit up. It's the same names. Every conversation, bro, every time I talk about the city, it's the same names coming up over and over and over again. That's not a coincidence, bro. Yeah. And if you want to have a successful city, if you want to have commerce here, you have to open the door to everybody. Absolutely. Everybody needs to have a chance. If you want to come open up your Chinese restaurant, come and open up your Chinese restaurant. If you want to open up a Spanish, then fine. Like, whatever you want to do, it should be across the board, but it's not. There's gatekeepers, and they decide what comes in and what doesn't come in. And if you're not willing to pay the toll, then you can't do business here. Mm-hmm. We need to remove that establishment. I mentioned, like, I'm not cursing around from here, because, dude, I would love for somebody like you to be in that seat, because I know that at night when I lay my head down, dude, that you're all in, bro.
100%.
100%, dude.
There's
like,
no doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
You are unbuyable, dude. Like, you're not for sale, bro. You're not gonna play the establishment, and that's the problem, dude. It's like a mafia. Like, you have the head boss, and everybody's doing, dude, and everybody's afraid. Dude, everybody's afraid. Did you see what happened to me at WSAR? Did you see what happened at WSAR? That shit right, dude. Thank you, buddy. That's perfect. That right there in itself is proof positive of what's actually happening. Look, that little microcosm is what's happening in the city of Fall River. That's not an accident. Yeah. That is control. That is control. That is an absolute control. Yeah. And people will be like, well, there was a misunderstanding. And look, there's no misunderstanding, bro. Because if you're paying attention, you realize that if you think for 1 second that you can make a call like that and you can stop everything from happening, that's a problem. Yeah. Because now it's the freedom of speech. I have an ability and a right to say what I want to say. And if I have an opinion about that, that's my right to do so.
Absolutely.
If you stop me from doing that, that's a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what's happening.
What's the motive at this point?
Yeah. Dude, to the point where they're calling people.
Yeah.
They're actually calling people going, why are you doing business with Bobby? Well, Because I'm a good guy. That's why. Because I'm a good person and I want nothing from anybody. I haven't taken a single dime. I'm on here right now. I haven't taken a single dime from anybody.
Yeah.
Not a single dime. I'm losing money. This is literally costing me money to do this, guys. I pay my rent every month. Like, this is costing me money.
I'm gonna set up a
Right?
GoFundMe page for Bobby.
Dude, it's all in my pocket. That's all in my pocket.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Because I want you to have a place where you can speak the truth, brother.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stop us from speaking the truth. And to me, if that's what I can provide the city, then that's what I'll provide the city.
That's a huge
whatever
outlet.
it takes.
That's a
dude.
huge outlet when you think about it, because in a world where everything seems so controlled by obviously agendas, right? You have Fox News that might be controlled. You have CNN. They all have their agenda. They all know what they're pushing on a day-to-day basis. All that stuff. And like you when you listen to podcasts like this, it's like you said, we owe nothing to nobody.
Nothing.
We owe
That's
allegiance
it.
to no one.
That's it.
I'm on my own.
Yep.
No one is above me. It's me right here.
That's
right?
it.
And so this is what you get.
Yep.
And having an opportunity to be on the platform to get your message across, that's a wonderful thing, because you just see so much like censorship these days.
Do you know
It's
why people won't
everywhere.
come here?
It's everywhere.
Do you know why people won't come and be on the show? Because they don't want to face the truth. That's the only reason why someone wouldn't come here.
Yeah. So
Because-
that's an invitation to
Yes,
anybody.
absolutely.
That's an invitation to
Absolutely.
Viola.
Absolutely.
Anybody.
Dude, my door is
anybody.
open. My door is wide open. Let's have a conversation.
have a conversation.
Let's talk about it. Are they really? Who is it? Oh, the four of a. Did you see that? Four of a kind is funny. Anyway, the point is, dude, like the door is always open, and I would invite anyone to show up and like I don't care what your opinion is, have one. Share it.
Yeah.
Be a
Yeah.
part of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even
What
before,
are you afraid of? Like for me, I always say, you know what? If you're trying to avoid certain questions, that means you have things to hide, right? And that to me is a problem.
Yep.
Because it means you're not transparent.
Right.
If you can come on our show and you may say, well, they have a position. Obviously, clearly they tend to be more conservative or this or that, whatever.
Bro.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Bro.
You can see me however you want. But the fact that you choose not to sit in that chair and have a conversation says so much about you. Because I'm not gonna lie, if someone's talking shit about me, I'm gonna want to make that straight. Because if there's things being said, I'll mention the Fiolas. If things are being said to me and I'm a Fiola, right, and what I'm hearing is untrue, I'm going to want to clear my name.
come talk.
And what better platform to come to here, and
Absolutely.
we'll let you speak.
100%.
You can go on any of our podcasts. You'll see we don't attack. We'll question you. We'll have a great conversation, and then maybe the message isn't what's out there isn't the truth. So let's have a conversation.
Right,
about
but
it, right?
the truth is that.
But they won't. But they won't.
They won't. Because everything
they're
is,
afraid.
dude. Everything in this city is the lights on the bridge.
Absolutely.
The lights on the bridge is the perfect example. It's him finding thousands upon thousands of gallons of paint buried underground for how many years?
Glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
know.
Like this is what the
What the
city
hell?
is.
So I did get a response on that.
Okay.
did? Okay.
I spoke to the mayor, and apparently, from what he had said, I have not seen paperwork yet, but hopefully I will. That he called the DEP or the EPA, I forget which one he said, and they said as long as it's been capped, it's fine.
Okay.
That's what he said.
So it's in a concrete vault and kept.
And capped.
All right.
They did say that the second that cap is broken, then we will have a problem. And
Sure.
Mayor Coogan acknowledged that. He said if we break it, we're in big trouble. But as
Yeah.
long as it's capped, they said that we're good.
So what's the like? Is it something that we visit 10 years from now, or is it something like just leave it and
Just
just
and to my understanding from what he had said, the EPA said, or whoever it was, said that we're not the only municipality in Massachusetts that use their old incinerator that way.
Chris, I gotta be honest with you, bro. The idea that,
Anything in that area, people
Bro.
are living there with children.
bro, if I bury that shit in my backyard, man, they put me in jail. Like, it's just, and I get it, it's capped, but whose idea was that? To be like, hey, let's just grab all this toxic paint and just put it in a concrete hole and then we'll cap it. To me, it just doesn't sound right, dude.
Yeah,
It just sounds shady,
because
dude.
it's not right.
It's not right.
At some
It's
point,
not
at
right.
some point,
It's not
that
right.
shit seeps into the
Yeah.
ground. It will.
Do they have
if
pictures
it's
of
not
it?
already
Chris, do they have
in the
pictures?
ground.
Do they have pictures of the cap? Did they take pictures of the
Cap.
cap?
Well, it
Cap
is.
my ass.
You can walk there and just look.
Yeah,
It's capped off, but
Yeah, but what does that mean? It's capped off. You decided to put toxic shit in the ground. I don't care if it's in a
It doesn't
it's in a
belong there.
bunker.
It doesn't belong there.
I don't care if it's in a bunker.
Yeah, it doesn't
Dispose
belong
of it the way that it's supposed to.
As long as it's not falling, it's fine.
Yeah. Just don't grow a garden over here. Don't let your kids play in the backyard.
What do you think about the fire department? Do you think we
It's
should
wild.
build a new headquarters? Do you think that should just either, or do you think we should remodel what we have?
the
going on
Senate
there?
station.
Yeah, the Senate station.
So I did say, if we're going to put too much money into the old building, now I'm a big history guy. I love historic buildings and, for of its history. But if we have to put too much money into that building, it doesn't make sense.
What building is this?
The Center Fire Station. I would much rather talk to the post office and take that lot across the street. And we're knocking the police station down. We're knocking the police station down anyway. So my idea would be, if it's going to be too costly to put into the center station, tell the post office that we would like to purchase that lot, build the new station there, knock the police station down, and give the post office that lot.
Perfect. And now you have a public safety building, right?
And I had a conversation today that if that were to take place, this resolution I put in for the emergency evacuation center could go right in the new fire station.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Perfect. Dude, and that'd be great because you'd have that corner. You could exit that building.
Both, yes.
Yes. Dude, that's a brilliant idea. I was saying, like, knock down the old police station and do it, like, over there. But it almost seems like now that whole Rock Street building is consumed by...
And then you have to also think that the new station would come out onto Bedford, like the old station.
Yes.
But if you were using the police department lot, they would have to make that turn to go up Troy Street.
Yes, right. And that's almost, yeah. Dude, that's what I was thinking too. I was saying the same thing, like, use the area. To the point is this, they say $2 million. They said the bridge was going to be lit for $8 million.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that I came across the line item and it says that the $3.45 million was just for the architectural plans and the bid process. So if we're already at $4 million, I'm not...
And we haven't even done anything.
Yeah.
Bro. Knock it down. Knock it down. I'm with you, bro. History is important, but knock it down. Put a little, take some pieces out of it. Put it at the Historical Society. You know what I mean? Commemorate it and let it be.
There is nothing to salvage.
Yeah, there's nothing to salvage.
There is nothing. A beam of some sort,
Bro, that's
maybe?
crazy that they don't even have a shower. Right?
Well, they do have one.
Yeah, the one.
So I know that it came back.
There's asbestos in there.
The fire chief said that one shower was sufficient. It's not sufficient.
It's not sufficient.
There was 4 or 5 showers put in there for a reason.
Right. And that's contaminant, bro, right? That's that plenum, right? They go in these buildings, there's fires, all that soot and shit is all over them. These showers...
I toured the building.
Right, they're designed to decontaminate, right?
I went to that building when I was a kid. We toured it. We went on a field trip and we went there. Yeah. And they give us a tour of that place. This is the one on Bedford Street, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Back
it's
then,
critical, dude. It's
back
critical.
then,
Dude,
it looked beautiful. It was stunning back then.
All the water rescue, all the boats are on that side there. They're all on that. Is that Hope Street?
What, on the side of
the police station? What is that? Is that High Street? High Street. That's the High Street side is where they keep all the emergency boats and everything else like that. So to have that
would be Troy, right? There.
Is it? Oh, it is Troy. Yeah, because yeah. It's when you cross the light that it changes. Yeah, absolutely. But having that all there in that same area, I think logistically, it's a perfect spot for it to be. Yeah. Right near the waterfront. Right when you have these, hopefully when we bring back,
What I also mentioned to the mayor was we have these developers coming into 79. We should offer some type of incentive, and I'm not a TIF guy, especially not for those properties. But I would, obviously, if they were going to put a fire station downstairs within the building. And my idea for that was our Marine 1 is right there, which is the fire department boat.
Yeah.
And Rescue 1 is where your dive team comes from.
Yeah.
So we could move Rescue 1 if it made sense, or move Marine 1. Marine 1 doesn't have a dry dock. So it sits in the water all year round.
Oh, okay. All right.
And to me, that's in itself is a sin because it's a multi-million-dollar boat and it doesn't come out of the water.
Right.
But again, that follows the past practice of the city of Fall River of not upkeeping anything that we own.
Right.
So that is a topic that I'm going to address soon, is to get that boat a
Because
dry
you need to
dock.
get one of those boat lifts, right? Like set it up so that takes her out of the water.
Yeah, so I would like to see that that one of these new buildings on the waterfront have some type of facility to house Marine 1.
Smart.
And then give them a break, but not everybody.
Well, and your train station's right there, so you could also have
your emergency response is a lot closer.
Yes, yeah, dude, you got some great ideas, man.
Thank you.
At
least somebody thinks so.
Well, again, you're always invited here, Chris. Like, this is mi casa su casa, brother. So anytime you want to come in and you want to share these ideas, and because obviously it's a receptive audience, dude. Like, people love you, and I think people understand and appreciate that you're in, bro. Like, you're not pretending. You're a straight up guy, And I think in all the conversations that we've had, both like on personal note and here, like, you're the same person. I want everybody to know that you're the same guy. Like, you're not one person.
100%.
Yeah, you're not one person. Like, you are. Like, you're genuine, bro. You're not a politician.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're not a politician. In my book, it's
I always say that.
yeah, you're not.
I'm a statesman.
You're a
not a
you're a
statesman.
absolutely 100%. You're not a politician, bro. I don't consider you. There are people I consider politicians.
That's the second person to hear that. Manny Silva said the same thing. He hates being called a politician.
Yeah, me
He
too.
hates it. He hates it.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. It's dirty. It's a dirty term at this point.
Yeah.
It's you've seen too many things happen. You know what I mean? Associated, you think a politician, you think dirty, you think corrupt, and I wouldn't want to be associated with that word. No, definitely not.
To answer Jared Costin's question up there, that's something Councilor Pozo was tackling all last summer, the graffiti downtown. So I'm pretty sure when the spring starts up, he's going to combat that.
He actually did. Yeah, they were sandblasting the right out
They
here.
did our building.
We did our building.
We're located here on Morgan Street. The
People
whole
don't know
side of
our
it
side of our
was-
building was
yeah.
terrible.
It was all covered. It
terrible.
was
You
the
know,
whole-
you know who's
like,
actually really good at doing it too? He did it for Cosmopolitan. Pete Griffin.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he be doing a really good job with like covering up graffiti and making sure that like it's like nicely
He's
covered
the
up.
new unofficial mayor of Fall River.
Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
I love Pete Griffin, man. He's a good dude.
I mean, you couldn't pick a better name as well.
right, dude.
I mean, that's one of the most iconic names of our time.
That, honestly, dude, he's really like the kind of like the voice of the city too. Like as a citizen.
Well, you know what's so funny?
Like,
When you
it was-
think,
sorry.
I'm so sorry. We were talking about earlier today, and it's like you think of Peter is it Griffith?
Griffin.
Griffin.
Just like the character.
Just like the character,
Yes.
right? Like he's got a massive following.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's probably like Fall Rivers.
Who knew Paul Washer was so?
Nope. There's one that
There's
actually
one
has
more?
millions
That
and
lives in the
millions.
city?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we don't know who that is.
Yeah,
But
it's actually really funny.
I
too.
gotta say, I mean, I'm impressed with his following, and he's
Yeah.
always. I mean, it's funny because he can deliver some things, and it may be almost like news in a sense, but he always has a little twist of like that funny stuff. And he's like, all right, you know, and he has that whole sign off that he does. Like,
I appreciate the randomness. Everything
I
with
do.
him is
I do.
random.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
very
cone,
random.
The Coney, and he's very random.
I like.
You know he's making moves in the city though, because I saw today somebody asked him to get them help for like a plow truck.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
You know?
right. And then he was reporting like there was equipment showing up right over at Conley,
And I love that though.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
because he's involved.
That's
Yes.
a guy who
Yes.
loves the
Yeah,
city.
you're reaching a lot of
the
people.
fact that he records the bridge, he records the sunsets, he records what's going on. He's saying something through those videos. That
Yeah.
you know, he actually cares. If he didn't care, he wouldn't be posting those particular videos.
Right.
These are shots of like four of his most beautiful sunsets you're gonna find. And I didn't really see that until today, until the conversation you had today.
Yeah.
I was kind of sitting there. I'm like, I don't get it. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
it's the
got
sunsets,
44,000
dude.
followers.
Everybody loves the sunset.
You know what it is? Now I see it. I see why people would follow him
Yeah.
because he
And I
does
said-
shine light on the city that people. You think Fall River, you think, if you're not, you know what I mean? We get this bad rap and. We shouldn't because there's a lot in Fall River. People just don't even know it even exists.
Yeah,
Just
when
our
I-
waterfront,
when I
our
met him-
sunsets are amazing.
When I met him for the first time, I said to him, I said, "You're the only guy that could create a power washing video that makes me watch 45 minutes worth."
Correct.
And I don't even own a power wash.
It's his voice too.
It's his
bro.
voice.
It's his voice.
He's so monotone with it.
Yeah.
Like he's just like he talks one level.
Yep.
It doesn't peak. It doesn't
Right.
come down. It's just
Right.
consistent all the way
He's like,
through.
all right, guys. Today I'm making a keto-friendly diet, and
People
I'm
like
intrigued. I'm intrigued. I want to watch it. Okay, bye.
yeah, bye.
Bye.
more like
Okay,
Pete.
done. We good. Next. And you
More
just
like
go into
Pete.
this little rabbit hole. It's crazy. It's kind
And
of
he
crazy.
got that corner that he lives on. They kept taking a right up the one way after they
that's right.
changed
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I went by the other day to make sure because I hadn't been kept up to to speed on what they were doing with that. So I went by the other day to take pictures, and there's got to be 8 no turn signs there. There's a
Wow.
wrong way sign. There's like 3 or 4 different.
Yeah, I gotta say
Yeah.
that area is tough. That area is tough with some roads. If you're not from around there, you really don't know what's happening. Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah, especially yes.
That one
yes.
area down in North
Yeah, but that's because
Main
of the
and-
school, right? They changed that because of the school, right? Was it because of the school, the bus, or something like that? Is that why they?
I
I'm
don't
honestly
know.
not sure. I remember I found
Yeah.
out because Peter Griffin posted it.
Yeah, it was something. It was they
It's
changed
just-
it. Yeah,
It's just,
they changed
it's just
it.
so crazy there. Yeah, maybe it's because it's just a high traffic area. It's the cut through from South End to North End, and maybe that's just why. But there's a lot of don't go down here. You got to go like 5 streets down to get here. But because all of these are one ways going one direction, you can't go down those roads. It's tough. It's tough over there. Yeah, and those roads are small too.
Yeah, Chris, what are you eating? Where are you having food these days? Anything you want to recommend? Thanks, brother. Same old brew house.
Well, the brew house all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I'll
You
be
work
honest
too
with
much, bro.
Their,
You work too
their
much.
food's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah,
Delicious.
the brew house, it's really
Fucking
good. And
amazing.
it's reasonably priced too.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
I do have to throw a shout out because I got asked
do
this
it.
today by the National Guard when I was in the vehicle. Now that Fiorentina's is closed, because
Yeah.
I really like Fiorentina's.
Oh, their food was great.
Yeah, and
Shout out.
they asked me what the best pizza in the city was. I said Sam's.
I'm gonna have to disagree with Atlas.
I just think Atlas is too greasy.
Greasy. Oh, so greasy. He's right. It is a lot of
But
grease.
I
Nah,
like the
Highland's
grease.
really
I
greasy.
have to get away from it, but I like the grease.
Highland's got the best salads.
Yeah.
They're Greek
Kind of
salads.
hitting an age
best.
where I have to watch my cholesterol and whatnot. So.
Dude,
Right?
right?
Seriously.
That sucks.
What's your favorite pizza?
Favorite pizza?
Yeah.
Pizza joint? I would say Highland.
Yeah. Highland.
What? Highland.
Highland's like an old school.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
It used to be for mine. It used to be Highland for me, but then I recently did a food review of the best pizzas in the city, and my choice was not Atlas. It was Highland at first, and then I tried the difference between Atlas and Highland. Complete 180, dude. And Highland was just complete ass, and it was just really, really like greasy.
Yeah. And I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Cousin Mike's?
Cousin Mike's? What's that?
That's
what
on
Josh,
East Main Street.
Yeah, Josh Silva just mentioned.
They have a really good chorizo and chip, pizza, cheese, and sauce.
Oh yeah.
Millennial's good too.
There's Dave's
Millennium-
Pizza. There's
Millennium
Dave's
pizza?
Pizza.
I like
too. I
Millennium
mean,
Well, one of
Dave's,
the national
Millennium's
guys
good.
said
Dave's
that.
gets pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's a good. That's good pizza over there.
Millennium's pretty good. Yeah. Sometimes I just want like a quick one. Dude, Papa John's, bro.
All right, so here's the $1 million one. You ready?
Papa John's breadsticks
Somebody
are fucking
asked me this. I didn't know how to
banging.
answer the other day, and they weren't from around the area. They're like, Marcelli's Marcucci's. I'm like,
Oh, dude.
Easy though.
All right. Let's
All right,
okay. Let's go. Let's go around. Let's go around
all right, yeah.
and say why.
All right,
Why
Chris,
you
you first,
why
you
you
first,
prefer one over the other? Like
Okay,
why?
Chris,
There's a
okay.
difference.
All right.
Marzilli's the bread.
Same thing. I have to agree with them. The bread.
Agreed.
Yeah. Marzilli's. Yeah.
Wow. So all of us, all four of us, Marzilli's.
Marzilli's.
Wow.
You want to know why?
The bread. The bread. Yeah, it's the
If they
bread.
changed the bread.
Yeah. I've gone to Marcucci's when Marzilli's was like closed. You know what I mean?
It's like,
I'll,
dude, I feel like I'm gonna break a tooth.
yeah. No shit. No. No.
I feel like I'm gonna break. And listen, and it's not that. Listen, and there's people out there that love Marcucci's, and you know what? When I was younger, I don't know if they've always had that same type of bread. When I was younger, I always remembered like, Marcucci's was the place.
Yep.
But then at some point, the bread changed. Maybe I don't know. Something changed, and we started just going to Marzilli's. I don't know anybody that picks Marcucci's, and I'm sorry, guys, if you guys hear this. This is not any shade. It's just,
No, it's no shade.
it's not shade.
yeah,
but listen,
right.
this is just Consumer Report. If
Yeah.
you change
That's
your
my
bread,
beach food. That's my beach food.
yeah, it's my beach food.
In the summertime,
Dude,
I'm going
have
to
you
the
ever
beach.
got, how big's a large?
Yeah,
How big's a
yeah,
large?
yeah.
It's gonna be at least 24.
I got enough for me and the 32 seagulls
it's
that
the
are going to
size
take my
of this
food.
table.
Yeah, it's gigantic.
It's a large. That's a large.
All right.
So just know, get a small, guys, if you want a personal size.
Where you guys going for your meat pies?
Sam's.
So Sam's.
Sam's.
Where are you going?
Sam's.
Yeah, Sam's. Yeah, Sam's.
I mean, that's the
definitely.
iconic place.
But when I lived on Harrison Street, it was Mario's because it was right there.
But there's a different type of meat pie.
Mm.
Because if I want the regular meat pie and not the Syrian meat pie, you go to Hotley's.
Hotley's,
yeah,
on South Main. It's on South Main, right? South Main? Yeah.
Yeah,
Next to the gas
that's
station.
a good call, bro. He's right.
Yeah, he's right. Well,
With that maniche. Ooh. That's
I
so
just
good.
went, I went there the other day.
Bro, I love
Sam's.
dude. I mean, think about the deal at Sam's, man. Like you walk in, you get like I don't know how, but they're like
meat
$1,
pie's
$1 a piece,
$1.99.
$1.25
Dude, remember
a piece,
back in
whatever
the
it is.
day, it was just the beef. There was nothing else. Now you can get chicken, chorizo.
Oh, they have the
It's
open
there's
pie,
so
the garlic
many
one.
different-
Yeah, you can only have so many
varieties.
of those before like your breath stank from just garlic. Oh, it's just pure garlic. It's
We
pure,
should
but I
have-
love it. But I
there
love
should
it.
be more Sam's. There should be more Marzilli's. There should be more Marcucci's, man.
I agree.
This
I agree.
is what we need to bring back to the city, man. We got to bring all these restaurants. I love to eat.
These
me-
places should be like big corporations now, not even like
You know where those
mom
places
pop
should be?
stores.
Those places should be on South Main Street.
Yeah.
All the way there.
Yeah.
Those little,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Because
saying?
those are like the staples in the city, man.
Yeah.
You
You
have
feel me?
those. For me, right there with a couple of other restaurants, bigger restaurants.
Nick's and JJ's perfect spot.
Yeah.
Nick's and JJ's perfect
Let me
spot.
ask you a question. You don't think like South Main Street, if you're going towards Government Center, right? If you're on South Main, so like the buildings to the left side, right? So opposite of us, right? Over
Cherry
here.
and Webb.
Cherry and Webb.
The Cherry and Webb side.
If you go up on those roofs, there's abandoned buildings. You could turn one of those buildings into a rooftop
Oh, 100%.
bar.
Yeah, 100%.
Easy. And the view is right there.
Yeah,
the
the-
sunsets are right
Yes, you know what
there.
the problem is, dude? The only problem with that is I can help you with this. You got to talk to the Karams because they own all those buildings. That's the problem.
The Karams own all
They
of
own
South
all,
Main.
they own all of them. They own stuff. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, I know you're not kidding.
I'm sorry.
That's who you have to do. Cherry and Webb, like all those buildings, it's the Karams. They
Come
own
on,
those buildings.
Karams. Let's get out there. Let's get
Yeah.
these buildings up.
Do one of the things: either do something with them or sell them. Let's get some. Let's get some commerce here, bro.
They don't want that
No.
because then it takes away from what they're doing in other parts of the city.
I
See,
know the,
it's all redistribution of money, right? If we put the money here, there's not enough money for this, so they want the money here.
It's the same guy building all the buildings.
It's
yeah.
the same guy that building all the buildings.
I know the brew house is what I would like to see more of.
100%.
You go in there on a Saturday
Oh, it's
night.
a great place.
Yeah, they've sold out the last two events that they've had.
They got a nice
Yes,
nightlife
yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Give a
over
shout
there.
out to Marco for doing that because
Yeah, Marco's
he helps.
amazing.
Yeah, he gets a lot of. Yeah, he's.
I would say this is no. I think the show, the live show,
Absolutely.
working with Marco, bringing the awareness. I think people, again, they want to be together, and it's such a great venue, man. The energy there is amazing. The food is amazing, and you know what? It's comedy.
Yep.
It's entertainment. Like,
you get that. You get that Providence vibe.
Yeah, all in one night.
Right,
all
you
in one night.
feel like
Yeah.
you're in a
Dude,
place.
if you go
that's
to
in Providence,
but if you go to Providence, you're gonna go to the comedy. You're gonna go to the what is it?
Comedy Connection.
The Comedy Connection. And then you're gonna leave the Comedy Connection to go to another restaurant.
get it all
to
one
eat.
shot.
Dude, you're going to one place and it's all
espresso martinis.
You don't have to leave, bro. You don't have to leave. And I'll tell you
All
what,
night
anybody
long.
who throws hate at the parking, I have not had any issues with parking over there. I always
Neither
find
have I.
parking.
Neither have I.
So I did. I filed a resolution. It was supposed to be heard on Tuesday,
Yeah.
but it's obviously postponed to address the lighting on South Main Street. Because when I come out of there, at 10,
Dark.
11 o'clock, it's dark.
Dark, man. It is very dark. Yeah,
I
definitely.
filed a resolution to address lighting throughout the whole city, but
Mm.
with a caveat that South Main's looked at specifically.
Well, I would think, Chris, with the amount of lights that we bought for the 79 project, that we blew the budget on lights. Because, bro, do we have enough lights?
Wait.
Is there-
Wait. So,
Dude, every
we
five-
only saw from the last time we saw it was just the top, right? That was phase one.
No,
According
no,
to
no, no, no.
about the bridge,
The
right?
79 lights.
Oh, 70. I'm sorry.
Have you seen how many lights there are? I think it's every 10 feet. we
Yeah,
have
there's
a light.
quite a bit. There's quite a bit.
It's a lot of
They're
lights.
nice lights.
They're nice lights,
They
but
kind of
there's a
give me.
lot
They
of
almost
them.
give me a little bit of Newport vibes, right? Because if you go down Bellevue,
You probably could have skipped one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
probably,
there's
you probably
quite a
could have
bit.
skipped. But
yeah,
again,
but again, we don't know. We
Monday
still don't
morning
know how
quarterback.
that's all going to
Yes,
look, right?
True. That's a good point.
So maybe
Yes.
once everything is
well, I'm
finished,
saying my
per
point is
se.
they could have took half those lights and put them on South Main Street. We'd be all set.
Yeah, people would see right, for sure.
You're golden. You're good to go.
Yeah.
I'm just busting balls.
Oh, listen, there's some dark alleyways, my man.
I was told that the lights have dimmed over time due to the oxidation of the bulb, the globes on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
outside. So they
Do we
oxidize and get dark.
Do we still have those? Is it it's still blue?
So glass ones. Yeah, it's a blue pole, but it's like a glass
Yeah, it's a ball,
globe.
like
It's
a
a big
globe.
Okay.
And I think those are like those liquid halide. It's not a
Yeah,
LED.
it's not
I think
an
those are
LED.
like liquid
Yeah,
halide bulbs. They
yeah.
haven't upgraded those yet, which would probably make sense if they're going to do it. They probably do LED now.
Yeah.
You know, Chris, before we get out of here, brother, what do you got for the audience? Anything you want to mention to anybody? I mean, I know we just went through this whole situation in the city. If you could reach out to the constituents, be like, hey, this is what you guys should do to help us help you. What would you you recommend?
The biggest thing, the parking ban. I know it's a pain in the ass. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't complain if you or your neighbors have your cars parked in violation of the parking ban. Reason I say that is, I'll tell you a quick story. On my way home after the first blizzard, I was getting a ride home from the DCM director, and we went to go turn onto my street, and it hadn't been plowed at all. And that was because I had a neighbor of mine that was parked too close to the curb in violation of the parking ban. So the plow couldn't take my street. I don't care that you're my neighbor at that point. So I called the chief, and I was going to have the car towed because it's very it's disrespectful.
Oh,
to
dude,
the
absolutely.
people
Yeah,
around
yeah. You don't give like obviously somebody could be an ambulance. Somebody needs an ambulance, and the ambulance can't get down the street.
No,
Right.
And we do have a gentleman that lives a couple of houses up from me that's constantly going out by ambulance. He's a cancer patient.
Right.
So it's just very disrespectful
Sure.
to your neighbors. So I just asked, just with the parking ban, I know we put it on and people think that it's too early. They have been putting it earlier because we do have a new brining system as well, which a lot of people don't know about. It's able to create 100 gallons of brine a minute.
Okay.
So we can load up to 7 trucks at a time. So they do kind of bump the time back a little tiny bit to get our trucks out there to be able to brine and pre-treat prior to the storm.
So what they're doing is just spraying like a salt mix.
Yes. And the parking ban, and please still give us patience. If your street's not plowed by tomorrow, you can give me a call, 508-415-4703. I'll help you out. But just give it till at least tomorrow and see what's going on. We have 48 trucks here now from out of state. We have 10 more coming in from Connecticut tonight. I don't know if it ended up working out. We had a company just show up from Virginia to help us. I don't know if they ended up helping us, but they showed up. And we have a private contractor that just reached out to me yesterday, and I forwarded it to the director of operations from Connecticut that wanted another company separate from the 10 that are coming in tonight.
Yeah.
So we do have pieces coming in.
That's great.
We do have
great to
pieces
hear.
coming in.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to mention, if you're able to and you don't mind volunteering your time, I did have a couple of volunteers over the last few days, probably 5 or 6 of them, to shovel out the elderly and disabled. I know the mayor's office is still looking for volunteers.
Okay.
That's how we can give back to our community.
100%.
You know, if you've got an elderly neighbor, you can volunteer with the mayor's office. We'll come up with a list of elderly neighbors and disabled parties, and you can go out and help them.
I love that. I love that. We'll have to
Yeah.
share that information. Yeah, if you can get that to me, we'll share that with the audience. 100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Is that going on through the weekend as well? So it's constant?
Right now, as far as I know. So
Okay.
I know that this operation has been approved for another 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Up at the emergency evacuation center.
Okay.
Emergency evacuation center. That's how tired I am. The emergency center up in the North End.
Okay.
So if you want to reach out to the mayor's office, I think it's 324-2600 and see if they're taking volunteers. And if you're elderly or disabled, you can call the same number or call my number again, 508-415-4703, and I'll put you on the list to have people come and shovel you out.
Excellent. And that is shovel, like if you have a snow plow, if you have a snow blower, I should
If
say,
you
in
have
the
a
back of your
shovel
truck, you
and,
want to...
yeah, and you're elderly and you need your
Yeah.
porch and sidewalk done,
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
send a volunteer over.
That's
to help you
amazing.
out.
That's awesome. That's
great.
fantastic.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. We've seen a lot of that. We still see it. You can drive through the city, you'll see it. You can see a lot of people still
And
snowed in, and
To answer George's question, 100% that I'm
What is,
against tips for the waterfront. That's unless they're putting a fire station in the building,
Yeah.
nobody should be getting a tax break down there.
it's good information.
I want to be like, yeah, but
What do you mean?
it's the 79 project. This is...
Give it time.
I'm just gonna watch.
I'm gonna follow.
watch.
I'm gonna follow.
I have
Chris's-
I have faith in Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Chris's.
But
lead.
but unfortunately, this is like there are powers that work here, dude. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Well,
sure,
if somebody
sure.
looks at me
But
straight
I-
face
but I-
and
but I-
says the 79 project is a masterpiece, I'm like,
I trust Chris to the point where if something was
Chris is
going
our
on,
guy.
yeah, he's our guy.
Chris is our guy.
If there's something that's not right and Chris knows about it, I don't see him being quiet about it. So, and that's where that's where I put my comfort.
Well, he's just
I know
getting one of us,
I
so-
know the people exist. I know those type of groups exist, and I know they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do.
Yep.
But knowing I have someone like Chris and maybe a few others in the city council or in that position to keep an eye on things, I can sleep a little bit better at night
Sure.
knowing that. So, I mean, I'm not that worried.
anything else,
Chris
Chris?
is in place.
That's it.
Jody Jo, what do you got going on, buddy?
Nothing actually this weekend because of the snow and stuff. But
Nothing scheduled. You said you had a meeting with Warak.
Oh yeah. So I got a music video with Warak. Yeah.
Sweet.
March 7th, they're gonna have a meet and greet in Attleboro.
Sweet.
And yeah, we're gonna be shooting a music video there too.
Nice.
How about you? You got going on?
Snowstorm really set me back, but yeah, work's been crazy.
Yeah, what is it? What is it like? Nothing, right?
Oh, right now this is our slow season, right? So like we should be getting this is where we start seeing a little bit more business kind of trickle through at this point, going into March. Not anticipating a snowstorm like this, of course, but we start seeing the difference more in this type of this part of the season.
Yeah. So since you're slow, go swing by your godmother's house. I told you she needs her house painted.
I gotta go talk to her.
Yeah, go talk to her.
Just gonna feed.
And
her.
that shit's not for free. Just go and figure out what colors she wants, and let's get that painted for her. She needs it. That's your godmother,
And of course, I love her to death. My second mom.
right? She'll feed you too when you do it.
I know.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's for most cooking.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Chris, I know I speak for everyone, brother, when I say thank you for your efforts, man. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody's doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
important to hear that. It's important that you know that your efforts don't go unnoticed. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, dude, it's easy for people to be critical and have opinions, and you don't see the full picture, so you don't really know what's going on. But I will tell you, knowing that you and Andrew were there, and of course, Mike, and just the city council, that you guys are actually receptive to this. And I know Cliff is involved. I haven't heard from Sean at all. Like, that's right?
I know so Sean's been busy, obviously.
Yeah.
I spoke with him.
Yeah,
I
I
spoke with
imagine,
him.
right? Because he's got Seaconk as well.
Yeah,
like,
which
so
is his
Yeah,
full-time
yeah.
job.
yeah, so it's
yeah.
I mean, I imagine he's really busy. But I mean, again, between all of you working together, dude, it brings me some peace to know that there's some collaboration taking place. And identifying. Again, I always say it's never a mistake; it's always a lesson, right? So we're going through this now. It kind of sucks a little bit, but we're going to learn from this. And the next storm that comes, bro, we'll be better. We'll be more nimble, and we'll respond even better. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that. I have to believe that. And whether it be the people that are in place now, or there's a new whatever that may be, I think the constant is people like you, Chris, right? The city council. That every 2 years, people are going, hey, we're checking on you, and just continuing maintaining your word, right? Because that's what keeps you in office, is the fact that you keep your word. And again, I look at your phone, dude. 400 people reaching out to you, brother. That's keeping your word 400 times a day. You know what I mean? Like, so you're putting, like, again, putting the rubber on the road, brother. And I appreciate you, brother. I really do. And
Thank you.
You know what? If there was any of the votes I put down, brother, I'm so proud of writing your name down. I really am. Because,
Yeah,
you know what?
absolutely.
I'm not surprised. How about you? I'm not surprised at all, bro.
Nope.
You're a champion. I appreciate you.
guys.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
bro.
All right, everybody. I really appreciate you being here. I apologize on the phone situation, but again, we're going to be using the QR code moving forward. The phone thing is it's too cumbersome. And again, we have a special guest like Chris on here. I don't want to convolute it with cutting in and out, and it just takes it takes the rhythm out of the show. I'm just not going to do it. Anything else? If you want to participate and obviously contribute, again, the Citizens for Citizens. Eastern Avenue, like they're constant need, bro. They're feeding a lot of people over there, and I haven't mentioned it in a couple of episodes, but I just want to bubble it back up again that there is such a need over there, and especially now with everything going on.
Absolutely.
If you can, like some food, canned food, check donations, whatever you can do. If you just swing by there, Crystal Arpa's down there. They're an amazing group of people, and I think about them. Yeah, they take clothes as well. Yeah, like new stuff. New stuff. Because they don't typically do it, but she'll get it to where it needs to go.
Perfect.
They primarily do the toy drive, and they're really food centric. They're feeding a lot of people. So please don't forget them over there. It's so very, very important. And remember to like, follow, and subscribe to the show. I got to tell you, so on Spotify we have a 5-star review.
Absolutely.
Thank you. A couple of thousand reviews there. Where we need more is Apple. We need people, because not a lot of people don't use Apple for their podcasts. A lot of people use them like iHeartRadio and Spotify, which we're all on. Yeah. But the Apple,
I actually use more Apple.
Yeah, Apple is kind of like the benchmark. So if you have a second, go on Apple and just give us a 5-star review over there. We really appreciate it. A couple of kind words. It goes a long way.
Absolutely.
If you haven't noticed, Troy City, right? That's amazing, right? Troy City Mortgage. David Pereira, our good friend. 508-207-5864 for all your mortgage needs. He is the exclusive mortgage provider of the Bobby Couto Show. We've been putting a lot of marketing for him, and for me, it's like I want to just change his image a little bit. You know what I mean? I want to bring in some new stuff because it seems like it's all just kind of like the same old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're going to advertise and market with the Bobby Couto Show, there's going to be flavor there. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I appreciate you.
Do you mind if I answer Jeff's
No,
question
please,
before we
go ahead. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, 100%.
He asked if I think we're on top of the storm early enough. I think that the storm was just too difficult. I was there firsthand watching as we were redirecting plow trucks to go get fire trucks out of ditches and the ambulances. So we didn't even have the opportunity to have that many trucks on the road. It was just issue
Trial by
after
fire
issue
kind of
after
thing, right?
issue. And by the time we were able to catch up to it, and I'm not making excuses, it just is what it is. It was just too wet and heavy and too deep. So it was, and there was no visibility.
Right.
That storm it was nothing we've ever seen before.
Right.
So to say that we didn't start early enough, I can't judge that because we've never gotten 41 inches of heavy, wet snow before.
Right.
And like I told you earlier, I said, I was watching hydraulic lines snap on our equipment because the snow was so heavy. Wow. And another thing, I'm glad you asked me earlier if I had anything.
Yeah.
The trucks, the small plows that you see going up the streets without their plow down, a big part of that right now is this morning, I had gotten a couple of complaints that the plows had just gone down the road without the plow being down.
Yeah.
They couldn't plow it because it was so compact to the street and solid. They would have jacked their truck up if they would have tried to have plowed it.
Right.
So that's why we called in all the heavy equipment to take care of this. The smaller trucks that we have and that are local were just useless. So to say if we started early enough, I don't think I could really judge that. There is no, there's no parameter there for me to make.
And I had the right that it was coming down.
Well,
it was coming. There was a moment
at one point it was coming down 3.5 to 4 inches an hour.
Yeah,
that's a lot to keep up with.
And
when
that's
you're in
fair,
charge of
and
a lot of
that's
streets.
all fair. But I will say this caveat, please, and that is that I think, Chris, if you implement your ideas, if we have an emergency response situation, you guys would have sat down and you would have had this conversation
Before it happened.
Like,
Before it
hey,
happened.
What are the potentials, right? This storm is
Worst
coming.
case scenario.
They're saying worst case scenario, and I think those conversations would have taken place where I don't think that happened now, right?
So where the ball was dropped was not the actual plowing of the snow itself because it was impossible at some point.
Right.
It was the organizational structure of it, which was the issue.
100%.
That's
what I feel.
Well,
too.
you kind of see it.
Yeah, but again, on the other side of this, guys, we're learning from this, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knew there was an app, right? There's an app now. You can actually go in and see what streets. Like that's something that I learned.
Somerset even started using it.
So there you go. So
It's very smart. And it's a very smart thing.
Yeah, a little bit timid, but having that information, like that helps people, right? Oh, now I can see what streets are clean, what
Who's
streets
in
are not
charge
clean.
of that? Is it us, the people? Once it's
It says City of Fall River.
Once is it set City of Fall River?
Right?
Okay.
It's them, right? Somebody monitors that.
I
Yeah,
thought
we
it
were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Right.
headquarters.
I thought it was just
again,
kind of like an app that
that's
people
just that's
created.
a nice little piece, right? That would go
Absolutely.
along great with an emergency response
Well, it's
team.
something
with,
we need.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
It's just it's a tool. It's a tool, right?
utilizing up-to-date technologies.
Yep.
Right. I mean, I feel like we keep living on the same grid for years and years and years, and we keep saying we never upgrade our grid. Right.
Sure,
And
sure.
someday it's gonna be
Right.
obsolete.
Yeah, you can only fix it. You can only spit and glue it.
Yeah,
so many times.
and we're
Yeah,
not even
right.
as a country trying to even fix that issue. And here we're using stuff like this where we
Yeah.
should be using stuff like this. We are a city. We are not some western town in the middle of nowhere.
Guys,
right?
In 10
we
years,
are a
in 10
major
years,
city.
there's going to be an AI algorithm for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like right now we're struggling, but there's going to be an AI algorithm that, the City of Fall River is going to be able to go, City of Fall River, let's manage the snow removal. And this algorithm is going to be like, this is where to put the equipment. This is what you need. Like it's going to figure it in accordance with the weather. It's going to say,
First, in order for that to exist here,
Yeah.
we need the right leadership.
Well, again, yes, but that will come.
You can't have
That will
somebody
come.
who thinks that using the same methods 20, 30 years
But that will
ago
come.
we did.
That
will come.
That's what I believe. That,
Yeah.
and so you have the human intervention in the setup and in the process, but there'll be an algorithm that says, "Hey, you guys need to get into this section. This is where you need." I bet you that already exists. I bet.
Oh,
you
100%.
That's already.
We
out
just
there.
need the
Yeah.
young guys
to bring in the technology.
To bring in the technology. Absolutely.
Listen,
We
if
need
I
to
don't
bring
end this, we're going to be here all night because
Yes,
I love
yeah.
talking to you guys. Like
Yeah.
the energy in this place, dude. Chris, I love having you here, man. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier.
Shout out to Michael D'Almeida, by
yeah.
the way. He said he wants to be on the show.
All right.
He'd actually
We'll get
be
him
great.
in, too.
He'd be great.
Yeah, we'll get him in too.
I would come out, Mike. Me and Mike have known Mikey for years.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, Mikey,
All right, we'll do that.
Mikey's hilarious.
All right, we'll do that. We'll
Very
absolutely
good
do that,
guy,
bro.
good
yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Dude, I appreciate you always being available. Like
appreciate you having
you're just, dude, you're always available. Anytime I reach out to you, dude, you're right back to me. And I know that I mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it again. Happy birthday to you and Kat.
Thank you.
That was such a great time to hang out with you guys. It was just a wonderful night, and I look forward to doing that again real soon. And so social table events, go look them up. Marco's got a lot going on right now. There's an Elvis event coming up. I apologize. He was supposed to call in today, and he probably did, and I missed his call. So we're going to do social table events. There is a Elvis event coming up. I think it's this weekend. And then we have the St. Patrick's event that's coming up. And then there's another Sinatra night, I believe, that's kind of out there.
Sweet.
So, again, follow me. Go take a look.
Yep.
All social table events, and Marco's got them all listed there. I will say that I got a huge guest coming up. Like, this is big deal.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, the two, yes, but this next one, the next one that's
yeah.
going to be in here is a big deal, and I think it's just a testament to the show and the growth of the show, and I think there are more and more people that want to be a part of this and realize that this is a catapult of truth, right? Like, this is a platform where you could speak the truth and you're not going to be ridiculed for it. We're gonna work through it. So,
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being here.
You too,
Chris,
man.
thank you so much for being here. Jody, thank
Thanks,
you so
Chris.
much, bro. Remember, everyone, like, follow, and subscribe to the show. Remember, everybody remember, on all
Always.
roads. No, okay,
Let's try it
ready?
again.
All right. All
Roads
roads lead
lead
here. There we go. Get a couple of drinks, guys. Thank you. Peace out.